Hello everybody, Ellery here, and today I'm going to continue fishing for Feebas. I'd like to just get right into it because last week I feel like I was extremely prepared. I thought I was going to catch Feebas in about like 1 hour or something, and then spend the rest of the stream evolving it, and we streamed for 3 hours, and we never even saw a single Feebas, so that was not as fun as I expected it to be, and I did not expect it to be very fun. I thought it was going to be very, very insane, but it was even less fun than I thought it was going to be. So, actually, let me get the overlay. It's exciting little bit of information. Let's see. Natwef says, "Woo, let's go." Hello, Natwef. Thank you for being here. Let's put this on the screen. This lets us know where we are. We're at Route 119. There are 6 tiles out of 400 tiles where you can encounter a Feebas using any rod. Hello, Reg. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the stream. So there's about a 1.5% chance that we're about to see actually about, it's less, it's like half of that, but so there's about a 1.5% chance that this is a Feebas tile, and then if it is a Feebas tile, there's like a 50% chance that we'll see it. Okay, probably not a Feebas tile, and today we're going to use the running strategy. We're just going to run away from every encounter to get them down as fast as possible. I want to optimize, try to get as many encounters as we can, as quickly as we can. In theory, we could just check every tile twice and then move on, but I think I still want to check every tile 4 times. But I just want to run away from encounters from now on. Okay. Number 3. So this is probably not our tile. We'll do one more just to confirm. And I'm going to start on the south side of the river today and then work our way into the southern corner. And then if we need to, we can start working north towards the waterfall. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Okay, number 4 is another Magikarp. We've got 4 beautiful Magikarp so far today. Run away. I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing last week. Just mark down how many encounters I've seen, because that actually does help me keep track of how many tiles we've checked and where we are in the sequence. And that's going to be even more important now that we're here on the south side of the river, because the river is so much wider. It will be very easy to lose track of our place if I'm not careful about it. There we go. Oh, and by the way, I looked into it, and yeah, as it turns out, suction cups doesn't do anything in Ruby and Sapphire. I think Aether was the one who pointed it out to me, but the only way to increase the fishing catch rate with suction cups is to use Pokemon Emerald or a newer game. And since we're playing Sapphire, we don't have that ability. And by the way, it's also not possible for me to get a Pokemon with suction cups in this game either. So that's not going to be an option for us. So there's really nothing we can do to make this process go any more smoothly other than what we're doing right now. Tentacool. We'll do one more encounter for this tile, and then we will move on. There we go, number 8. Oh, well, I'm getting the fishing pretty consistently now, so that's good. I remember last week I was missing it a lot, and that hurts. That really hurts when this is already going to take so long. Natwef says that sucks. That sucks about suction cups. Yeah, it does. I was gonna catch one off stream or something too, just to get ready for this, and it just, as soon as I started looking into it, I realized that it was not gonna work. But there is another ability. I think it's called Sticky Hold, and Sticky Hold does the same thing, but it's also it doesn't work in this generation, or it doesn't work in this game. I would have to play on Pokemon Emerald, which obviously I'm not gonna do. Well, we've already got 10 encounters, and it's only been a couple minutes, So we're going a lot faster than last week. Here's number 11, another Magikarp. I guess what I could do, if we play this entire stream and we somehow don't get a Feebas, maybe before next week I'll play through the entire game in Emerald and get like suction cups and everything and get ready for the next stream. We'll just do it in Emerald. That would be really funny. No, because then I'd have to get berries in Emerald as well. And getting the berries takes a while too. Alright, there's 12 encounters done already. Remember, we're expecting about 166 encounters. Although that doesn't really factor in all the encounters we already did last stream, but that's not how probability works. Technically, there's just a 1.5% chance that this is our tile, and no other information before or after matters. Actually, what does matter is the tiles that we've already checked off. That slightly increases the rate, because it lowers the denominator. Okay. I don't know why that 13 took so long. Unlucky 13, it was a Magikarp. 14. It is a Tentacool. Remember when we used to get excited about seeing Tentacool? Those were the days. Oh, I could have got a really fast 15 there. That was still pretty fast. Another Magikarp. Alright. I don't know why I was expecting to get it like within the first 4 tiles. I set my hopes way too high. Number 16 is a Tentacool. Alright, so let's move on to the next tile. Number 16. Ooh, fast 17. You love to see it. Another Tentacool. Trying to think if anything else exciting happened that's worth talking about. Nothing related to Pokemon. Well, sort of. I've been playing Pokemon a lot off stream lately. 18. When I first started replaying through Sapphire on the stream, I bought this game called Nexomon, which is like a Pokemon ripoff. Because I was enjoying it a lot and I wanted to keep playing, but I didn't want to. I wanted to, you know, play on stream. So I was like, well, I want to play more, but I don't want to play off stream. So I just bought like this Pokemon clone game. It happened to be on sale at the time as well. And I was playing through that, and then now it's like I'm still playing Sapphire on stream, and then also I started playing Pokemon Shield again as my game that I play when I'm not streaming. So it's like I'm playing a lot of Pokemon lately. I feel like it feels very nostalgic to me, because I used to play a lot when I was younger, and then I kind of like didn't really play that much for a very long time. Like I didn't really play Black and White 2 when it came out. I didn't play Sun and Moon when they came out. I feel like there might even be a game in there I'm forgetting. X and Y. I didn't play X and Y when they came out. I didn't play Sword and Shield when they came out. I played Shield like a while after. It was like a year after it came out. This is number 22. '23. It is another Tentacool. Imagine if we find out like the RNG in my game is bugged or something and I can never get a Feebas. That would be funny. That would actually be terrible. 24, another Magikarp. I mean, there has to be a Feebas somewhere in this entire river. 24. Okay, let's go 25. I like how last stream things like gradually started to speed up over time, and we got a lot faster like by the end because of all the optimizations that we learned over the course of doing the stream. I really like that. I'm going to use that for when I make my guide video. Like I want to talk about all the little things you can do to optimize the process but also like explain like I've personally done this and I found like what works and what doesn't work. It's really cool. It's a lot different than just saying like, oh, this works and this doesn't work. It's like I actually learned through experience. I'm gonna be a Feebas catching master. I can give my expert opinion. And we're already on encounter 28. And it's another Magikarp. No Feebas tile so far. 28. Okay, 29. Another Magikarp. I think Either's gonna show up late today, and hopefully we can say that we've already caught the Feebas when he gets here. Tentacool. Ooh, fast 31. It is a Magikarp though. $32. Okay. No, it's not here. These are not the Feebas we're looking for. $33. The Buzz asks, is it easier to find Feebas in Diamond and Pearl or Ruby and Sapphire? Oh, it would be so much easier in Diamond and Pearl. This is probably one of the worst Pokemon experiences that you can have in your life. By the way, thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for being here. So there are so many reasons why it's easier to catch Feebas in the newer game. Oh, we got it. That was extremely lucky. That was number 34, Feebas. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really say anything now because I just got one in 34 encounters, but it's really, really unlikely to get Feebas in this game. Okay, now we have to actually catch the thing. Natwaf's pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. Congrats. Thank you. Buzz says that's what I thought. Diamond and Pearl's room seems a lot smaller from what I remember. Yeah, and so I was talking about this before the stream, but in sorry, Natwef says you're going to catch one or a few. I'm going to catch a couple because I want to check to see which one's the best one for breeding. And because the tile's going to change later, so it's like I should just catch them now while I have them. Oh, I don't know why I sent out Farmer Luke. Well, Farmer Luke can weaken this thing at least a little bit. All right. I'm going to use all my Zigzagoon to weaken it before I throw a Pokeball. So yeah, sorry, in Emerald they added the ability for suction cups to increase your fishing rate, but in Ruby and Sapphire there's no way to increase the fishing rate, so it's just like a random chance. And then another thing is that the berries that you use to evolve Feebas into Milotic are much easier to get in Emerald and in the later games, but it's very difficult to get them in Ruby and Sapphire. It's gated behind real-time progression, and you're very unlikely to get them. It's purely like based on RNG. So the whole thing is like, the entire process is extremely tedious on Ruby and Sapphire. All right, well, let's hope we can catch this thing. Yeah, let's just use Great Balls. They have a really good catch rate. Honestly, like if I just went into battle and just threw a Great Ball right away, I'd probably catch it. I don't even have to really sacrifice. All right, Feebas, fish Pokemon. While Feebas's body is in tatters, it has a hardy and tenacious life force that enables it to live anywhere. Anywhere in these 6 specific tiles. Oh, I missed the second page of the Pokedex entry. Oh, maybe I should have nicknamed the very first one. I'll name the second one. Also, I want to get back to the Pokemon entry. Feebas. Natwaf says nice. However, this Pokemon is also slow and dim-witted, making it an easy catch. Nice. It was not that easy. I don't know why it says that. So what we can do now is, now that we know that we're on the right tile, we can actually switch over to the good rod. Actually, let's switch to the super rod. We have the super rod, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you can catch Feebas using any rod. So what we're going to do now is switch over to the super rod so we can get higher level Feebas. I have to really concentrate to fish with this rod. The Buzz says, yeah, I never ran Milotic in Gen 3, used it plenty of times in Gen 4, so I'm not familiar with it in Gen 3. This is the first time I've ever caught a Feebas in my life. And the reason I am doing it in this game is because I wanted to see, like, just how ridiculous it would have been to catch Feebas when I played this game originally when I was a kid. Or when I was younger, at least. To be like, this is what the experience of catching a Feebas is actually supposed to be like originally. And they've made it so much easier with each iteration. But I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the way it was originally intended. And we did an entire last stream. We streamed for 3 hours. We had over 300 encounters in the last stream, and we never saw Feebas the entire time. And then we got it in about 35 this stream. So the total encounters was 336. And after we catch a few Feebas, we're going to go back to the PC. Yeah, the super rod is so tricky. Oh my gosh. I might have to go down to the good rod. That's another thing about this game is like the fishing mechanics. Oh, I got it. The fishing mechanics are really difficult. Oh, it's a Carvana. Yeah, so about 50% of the time we're going to see Carvana, and the other 50 we're going to see Feebas. The good thing is we have Kaching with us. He can just knock these Pokemon out easily. Got away. I really have to concentrate on the fishing. God, it still gets away. Okay. Buzz says, as a kid, I never knew the spawn thing. I thought it was just 100 random in the water, regardless of the tiles. So when I replayed Diamond and Pearl, I never. Oh yeah, if you didn't know about like the specific tile thing, like you could just fish forever in the tile that's never gonna have a Feebas. I could see that wasting a lot of time as a kid. Yeah, I've never used Feebas. I've never used Milotic before, just because of how difficult it is to get them. I guess in the newer games, I could have just had somebody trade one to me. But I've never really been like a completionist either. I think someone traded me a Feebas at some point. I can't remember. I'd have to check my Pokemon box. If I have one in there, it's from a trade. I can't believe I can't get this Super Rod. I can't even get the first bite. Okay, hold on. I have to turn off the frame skip. That's the problem. Let's try again. I can't. Wow. Okay, I got it. It required 4 presses, and we still just got another Carvana. Oh gosh, I'm losing my mind here. We've got the Feebas, and we just can't catch another one because the Super Rod is so crazy. Okay, I think I can do it without the frame skip on. Well, we have to actually get a bite. That would help. See, this is where suction cups would come in handy. It would make it more likely for the Pokemon to actually bite. Wow. We just got 3 non-Feebas encounters in a row. This is like to the point where if remember before I said we should do like 4 encounters per tile instead of 3? If we were doing 3 encounters per tile, like it's conceivable that we could have just missed a Feebas. That's why you always do 4 checks per tile. Because we only got Feebas 1 out of 4 times, even though it's supposed to be 50%. 5 presses and it still got away. I can't believe how crazy the Super Rod is. I'm definitely using this footage when I make my guide video. I'm gonna be like, this is what it's like to use the Super Rod. Oh, sorry by the way if you can hear that. There's like some car revving around outside. I swear, I'm gonna catch one of these days. I can't even be excited about the Feebas because I can't get another one. No, stop. Hold on. I think I could slow the game down even more. Like, I can't believe how hard this is. One more try. Okay. I can get it when it's only like 2 presses, and it's another Carvana. Where's the Feebas? I know you're supposed to be able to catch it with any rod. It's supposed to be 50% on this tile. Okay, I got it. I think it's just feels like it's taking so long because so many of the catches are getting away. Okay, there it is. So yeah, this is the Feebas tile. And see this level 22, it's gonna be a lot easier to figure out, like its IVs and stuff. I'm gonna just throw a great ball and see what happens. Because I don't want to risk knocking them out, especially with how long these super rod catches take. Okay, it's not that easy. The problem is if Kachink attacks it, he's gonna knock it out immediately. I guess I could switch. I could put Sokov in the lead. All right, let's see if that works. Although I don't know if he has any moves that won't knock it out either. Oh, we'd have to catch a few anyway just to make sure that we get a female one. Let's try Crunch. Excuse me. Oh, that is risky because if we get a crit, we're gonna knock it out. All right, but it should be easy to catch now. Okay. I'm gonna name this one Buzz. After Buzz. After all, you were here when I think the first Feebas appeared. It was like right after you entered the stream. Oh, we can start getting pickup now too. Now that we're actually knocking out Pokemon. All right, we're gonna try to catch a few Feebas. That way we have some comparisons when we're choosing for breeding. Buzz. Got a nice little heart emoji. For a while we were naming like all the Pokemon we caught after people in the stream, but like towards the second half of the game, I wasn't really catching that many Pokemon. And not very many. It was like mostly returning people. Buzz says, I saw the first catch in like 2 minutes of watching. Yeah, it was like right after you posted in chat. Which is really funny because, you know, there's been so many encounters before we actually caught one. For you, it felt like it was over in like 2 minutes, but for me, this has been like a very long journey. Over 3 hours. Just to get a Feebas. And then after this, after we catch a few of them, I'm going to go back, I'm going to check the Feebas, I'm going to compare them, we're going to do breeding, and then we're probably going to do Pokeblock mixing, and then we're also going to evolve into Milotic. So I'm planning to do the whole thing today. Especially now, because we got the Feebas early, we're definitely going to have time to do the rest. I can't wait for Aether to show up, and he missed the whole thing. He missed when we defeated the Steven too. He showed up like right after we defeated Steven. And now today he's going to show up after we've already got the Feebas. You missed the best part. Buzz asks, what is your favorite generation in game? Mine is Emerald. Yeah, you know, that's a tough question. It's really difficult for me with favorites. Like, it's really hard for me to have a favorite of something. I have a lot of things that I like. Aha, Pokemon's. I almost missed that one. I almost let that one get away. Yeah, Emerald is a really great game, though. I think there's a reason why a lot of people like Gen 3. The story in Gen 3 is really good. I feel like Gen 3 was probably like the peak of like Pokemon story, where they told like there's like a meaningful story and the villains have like good motives, and like the rivals and the champion are all like interesting and they're all involved in the plot, but it doesn't like bog you down with too many like really like long unskippable cutscenes, like in the newer games, have a lot of, you know, really long cutscenes. Like Sun and Moon, for example, have a lot of cutscenes. But, you know, there's certain things about each game that I like a lot. Like, I'm always going to love Gen 1 and Gen 2. They're very nostalgic. Gen 3 is really good. Like, especially as I've been playing through Ruby and through Sapphire again lately. I can't believe how many Carvana we're getting. But yeah, playing through Sapphire again is like making me realize like these games are really good. And I like the newer games too. I even like Sword and Shield. Like when Sword and Shield came out, there was a lot of people who didn't really like it very much. Like I liked it. I played it and I was like, oh, this is really good. I enjoyed playing Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I haven't played Scarlet and Violet yet. I might do that at some point in the future. It would be nice if I could play one of the newer games on stream, but I have to upgrade my PC and also get a better capture card. And I'm planning on moving sometime, like within the next year, so I don't want to have to pay, like, I don't really want to pay to like upgrade my streaming setup, and then I'm gonna have to move everything. I'd rather move first and then upgrade later. Which unfortunately means I'm not gonna upgrade for a while. Another Carvana. We're running out of surfs already. Yeah, we're getting very unlucky with, now that we've had the tile, you're supposed to get Feebas 50% of the time. We got Feebas like maybe 1/3 of the time. Alright, we got some farms though. Ooh, a rare candy. That's useful. And a revive. I've talked about this before in, I think it was like the last stream or the stream before, but X and Y, the main campaign is really easy, but the post game has a lot of features that make it really enjoyable, make it a lot more convenient to play. So I got really into the post game for the very first time when I was playing X and Y, and a lot of those features carried over to the newer games. Like Sword and Shield basically has like an even more convenient post game compared to X and Y. Buzz says, it's gotta be the Super Rod. You've been getting higher level Carvanas than Feebas. Yeah, I know. There's something going on with this Super Rod. But I want to use the Super Rod because it's gonna give us like Feebas around like level 20 to 30. Yeah, it's very interesting. The Carvana is a lot higher level. It could just be luck. I'm not sure. I don't honestly fully understand the mechanics of how the rods work. Ooh, that was a fast one. That was really fast. And it's a Feebas. Lucky. A level 22, another 22. That's actually really good because we can compare it like directly against the other Feebas. Alright, so let's put out Sokov. And by the way, the reason why we have Sokov is because last stream we were leveling him up so that he would learn Dragon Breath. And we can breed him with the Milotic, so we can get a with the Feebas, so we can get a Milotic with Dragon Breath. Reg says, I would say just use the Good Rod, to be honest. Yeah, the Good Rod might be the idea, because we're not going to use this Feebas anyway, we're just going to use it for breeding. So its level doesn't really matter. The reason a higher level is better is because it will we can calculate the IVs a little bit more accurately if the Feebas is a higher level. Ooh, that was another fast one. And it's another female, and it's level 21, so pretty close level to the others. Let's switch out to Sokov. And unfortunately, like, really only the female Feebas are useful to us because we can't breed a male Feebas with a male Vibrava. Okay, they seem to consistently be able to survive Crunch, so that's good. That's making the catching process very consistent. Now, see, if we go for lower level Feebas with the Good Rod, we won't be able to weaken them without knocking them out. So that is a consideration. If I have another... Oh, that was really fast too. See, the Super Rod suddenly out of nowhere is like just firing off like crazy. Okay, this is a male Feebas, so I'm just going to knock it out. I wonder what the gender ratio is on Feebas. Does anyone know? I could probably look it up. We've caught, I think, 4 of them now. I'm just going to catch a couple until I get bored of it. This is probably a Carvana, maybe? Yeah, I wonder if I wonder if the fishing minigame has anything to do with like the Pokemon that's on the hook. Because I noticed the Carvana catches are usually the ones that take a long time. And then the Feebas ones, like, we're getting those like immediately. Like when it is a Feebas, like it comes up immediately. Which makes sense because the Feebas is supposedly easier to catch. Wow, that was 6 presses. I wonder if 6 is the maximum. Okay, well that just destroys that theory. That was another Feebas. I wonder if 6 is the maximum though. I can't believe they require you to do 6 perfectly timed button presses in a row. I'm so glad that there's nothing like that in the newer games. Alright, don't crit. Good. Yeah, we can catch this one. Let's catch one more female Feebas, and then we'll head back to the Pokemon Center. That should be enough for a good comparison. No, no, I don't need another nickname. I guess we should have been nicknaming them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that. Make them easier to sort out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the best one and we're going to use that for breeding. And then once we hatch the eggs, we'll take the child with the best nature. Buzz says, I wonder if level low-key has to do with the amount of presses, because that 6 press was the highest Feebas. So actually, yeah, that's a good point. I was wondering, yeah, that is a good point. Because I was thinking it might have to do with the species, but it actually might have to do with the level. So like a lower level would be like 1 button press, but like a higher level would be 6. Oh. Well, this one probably does not have good defense or HP, or actually special defense or HP, because we almost knocked that out with a single crunch. Alright, so this is going to be our last Feebas. Now I'm going to go back to the Pokemon Center. No nicknames. Hold on. I'm going to name this one L. Because this is the one that we almost knocked out by accident. I want to see if it has particularly bad IVs. Okay, so I'm going to fly to Mauville this time, because that's where the breeding center is. Or daycare, I should say. I'm going to turn the frame skip back on too now that we're not fishing anymore. So excuse me. Let's do that first. Frame skip number 2. This is my favorite song out of this list. The music that we're listening to is made by White Bat. Oh, so perfect. We got 6. That's actually the perfect number. And they're all female too. Alright, so actually let's do it this way. So first, let's move our party members back into the box. And then let's put our Zigzagoon in this box. This is like the box for like special projects, like the Zigzagoon farm, Feebas breeding, stuff like that. I'm going to take all the Feebas out of the box. There you go. Okay. Now let's actually look at them. Actually, let's, I want to show something on the overlay. Let's see. So we don't need this one anymore. This is the Feebas natures that we're aiming for. So the natures that we want, so we're not going to use any of these Feebas now, but I want to show this now. So the natures we're looking for are hardy, bold, modest, calm, or timid. I'm not looking to make the perfect Feebas, I just want one that's like good enough. And to get one that's like good enough, I want to have like one of these natures. The neutral nature doesn't have to be hardy, but ideally we want bold, modest, calm, or timid. And then if we can't get that, we can at least get like a neutral nature like hardy. That would be hopefully very good. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up. I I should probably get some kind of IV calculator up as well. Oh, Buzz, thank you for subscribing, by the way. I just saw the notification. Alright. Oh, they're all actually right in the same level range, even the one that I caught with the old rod, so maybe the rod doesn't matter at all. Pokemon Gen 3 IV calculator. I can't believe we finally got the Feebas. Such a relief. Okay. Feebas. Yes. Feebas level... Let's check the level 21 Feebas first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order them like this. Okay. Actually, we'll do L first. So we'll do L, 21. And then there's 3 Feebas that are level 22. And then we'll have to check the level 25 separately. Okay, so we'll start with L. L has a hardy nature, so that's a neutral. That's very easy to calculate. And stats, her stats are 39, 11, 17, 11, 30, and 39. Possible IVs. Okay, it has a very low HP and attack. They're like in the range of like 0. Defense IV is pretty high. Special attack and special defense are like medium, and then speed IV is really low. It actually makes sense that the HP IV is really low because L is the one that almost got knocked out like immediately. Low HP and attack. Actually, it has multiple low stats. It also has low speed. So honestly, we could probably just discount this one. There's no reason why we would want to use a Feebas that has a 0 in half of its IVs. Okay, so let's check the next one. This one is just called Feebas, but it's the other level 21 Feebas, so we'll call it 21. It has a little bit more HP. Oh, but it has a different nature. Hold on, let me check the nature. This one has a sassy nature. I can't remember what sassy is. I don't like that the nature is on a different page than the stats. Okay, it has a much higher attack. 16 attack, 14 defense, 9 special, 36 special defense, and 36 speed. Okay, this one has middling HP, pretty high attack, low defense, low special attack, and then the special defense is pretty high too. Speed is like medium. So we're gonna call this one 21, and it has low defense, low special attack. High attack, high speed def. And then the next ones, I'm gonna name them A, B, and C because they're all the same level. So to distinguish them, this one's gonna be A, B, and C. Oh, actually this one's called Buzz. So let's switch them out. So Buzz will be B. So we'll do A, Buzz, and then C. So this one's Quiet. This is A. This is going to be super captivating footage for the guide video. 46 HP. This one's probably got the best HP so far. Attack, 16 defense, 11 special, 33 speed def, and 37 speed. This one's got pretty... sorry, it says the HP value is not valid. Hold on. Did I type something wrong? No, it says... That's weird. It says the HP value is not valid, but it has... This is how much HP it has. Oh, it's because I never increased the level. Okay, so this one has really high HP. And then most of the other stats are pretty middling, but it has low special attack and low speed. This is probably the best one so far. Even though it has like 2 low stats, they're not like super low. It honestly doesn't really have any low stats. I mean, the lowest is like possibly like a 3. I'm gonna write lowish. And then every other IV is like either medium or like pretty high. So I think A is the best one so far. And then we'll check out Buzz. Buzz is level 22. Serious nature. And it has 40 HP. 11 attack. 17 defense. 10 special. 35 speed def. And 40 speed. Okay, wow, this one... I'm sorry, Buzz, I hate to tell you this, but this is the worst Feebas so far. It has a 0 in, like, almost... it has a 0 in basically half of its IVs. And then it also has, like, low in other ones. The only thing it has is high special defense. It's, like, low everything else. I'm not even gonna write down exactly what it is. It's just low almost everything. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, I could tell too. Like while I was entering in the numbers, it was like almost every single stat was like lower than what we've seen so far. Okay, well this is this is C, the third Feebas level 22, and it's naive. And 47 HP. This is going to be a really good HP one, I can tell. Sorry, that was the wrong stat. This is 13, 17, 11, 26. This one's going to have high speed too. Yeah, oh, this has potentially got perfect HP. It's got good attack, solid defense, and solid speed. I thought the speed would be higher, but it's because this is a plus speed nature. That's why its speed is so high. But the speed IVs are still like decently like medium-ish. So this one's got a potentially perfect HP. Everything else is like middling, but it does have low special defense. Hello, Sum. Thank you for coming to the stream. You say it's your first stream ever. What are we doing? So we've been catching Feebas for the last 2 streams. We finally got some today, and now I'm looking at the Feebas and seeing which ones are actually good. And I just checked this one right here. This is Feebas C. It has potentially perfect HP. Maybe. And then other stats are good. Kinda good. I still think that that A might have been the best one just because it has like more high stats overall versus just one like maybe perfect stat. And then we've got one more to check, which is going to be Feebas 25, and then we'll make our decision based on that. So we're not trying to get a perfect Feebas, we're just trying to get like the best one out of the Feebas that we can get in a reasonable amount of time. Bashful nature. The whole point of this stream is to just show like what the process would have been like to actually get a working Feebas and Milotic in Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire when they first came out. And it's a very tedious process. 14, 36, really high special defense. Oh, and high speed as well. Oh, I forgot to increase the level. Okay, let's calculate. Okay, so this one has low HP, low attack. Everything else is pretty high. It's on the higher end. Alright, so these are the Feebas we have to compare. I think L and Buzz, we can just throw them out. 21 is probably not worth it. It has a lot of low stats. So our options are really like... A, which has a few low stats, but like everything else is high. C, which has like basically perfect HP, and then most of the other stats are like all good. Or level 25, which I think was like pretty similar to A, but just better, because it only had 2 low stats and everything else was like also higher on average. I think 25 is the better one to use because we actually want our attack stat to be pretty low. So I think the level 25 Feebas is the best one because it has really consistent stats across the board, and then it's potentially, it has like a pretty low attack IV. The only problem is going to be the low HP, but it could maybe just get the HP from the Vibrava parent or just like random HP. All right, so I'm going to go with 25. And the rest of them we're just going to put back in the box for now. We could probably even release some of them. I kind of don't want to release Buzz, even though he's not very good. But it's kind of special in a way. Alright, and then next we're going to get Vibrava back out of the box. So the reason we're breeding these is because, actually I'll show this as well on the overlay. I made all these little guides. I'll show you the full sheet first. This is the full sheet that I made while I was doing the research for this stream. Some says, the question may be dumb, but why Feebas? Are there any that could take their space on the team? We've actually already completed the game. Yeah, we're not doing any. This isn't for team building. This is literally just because I'm planning to make a guide video on how to catch Feebas. And so I'm just streaming the entire process first, and then I'm going to use the footage from the stream to work on the guide video. Buzz says I can release him. He's terrible. Yeah, I might do that. I might just release all the ones that I'm not going to use. Here's the moveset guide that I made, or the notes that I made that are going to go into the moveset guide later. And so the way to get Dragon Breath onto your Milotic is to breed a male Vibrava with a female Feebas. And so that's what we're doing next. That's like the next step of the process. Some says that makes sense, bro. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like I'm recording footage to use for a guide video later, basically. Let's take Jupiter back out of the box for now. She's been in the box for a while we've been doing all this fishing. Jupiter's kind of like the mascot of the stream. This is the Plusle that helped take down the Elite Four and Steven, so she's pretty strong for a Plusle. Dai, welcome. Thank you for coming to the stream. Dai says, Gen 3, my beloved. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it. We're experiencing everything that Gen 3 has to offer right now, which in this case is going to be daycare. So we're going to put Feebas and Sokov into the daycare, and they should be able to breed together. I think there's a way to check. I think you have to talk to the guy outside. Some says naughty Pokemon who don't behave get put in the box. It's just because there's no room. There's like, Feebas and Sokov are doing fine. They prefer to play with other Pokemon than each other. I think they can, let me check. I want to make sure that they can actually breed. I mean, I know that they can, but I want to make sure. Gen 3 breeding guide. When it says they prefer to play with other Pokemon, I think that just means like it's going to take a while. But that might mean that you can't breed. Smeargle, Drapion. I don't see any information about what does it mean, like when he says they prefer to play with other Pokemon other than each other. Like, what exactly does that mean? 2 Pokemon in the daycare. Okay, they prefer to. Wait, if he says if they prefer to play with other Pokemon than each other, there's a 0% chance of producing an egg, but that doesn't make any sense because Feebas should be in the same egg group as Vibrava. Let me double check that. I wonder if I have to evolve them before I can breed. That would be insane. Oh, it's because Vibrava is a bug. I think I have to evolve the Vibrava before I can breed with it. Feebas is Water 1 and Dragon. And Flygon is Bug. Oh, Flygon's actually not in the Dragon group. That is so weird. On Pokemon DB it says it's in the Dragon group. I think it must have been moved into the Dragon group in later generations. Which means all that training we did for the Vibrava was a complete waste of time. We should have been racing an Altaria. It would have been nice to know that 3 hours ago. So what we actually need is Altaria. Elias, thank you for coming to the stream. Welcome. He says wah, or he or she, I think probably he says wah. We're completely wasting our time today. We caught a bunch of Feebas and now we're trying to breed them, but now we can't breed them because the egg groups were not the same as what they were when I looked it up. So we're learning through trial and error. Okay, let's take these both back for now. So here's what we need to do next. I didn't realize that we were going to have to do this, but we're going to have to raise the Altaria's level. Oh, it's only level 15. I mean, we can raise it quickly by fighting the Elite Four. So that's one good thing at least. Let's move our Pokemon around. Actually, let's do this. Let's put everything that we're going to use. We're not going to use Vibrava, unfortunately, because it's not... I can't believe that happened. Yeah, let's put everything that we're not going to use back into this box. Okay, so I'm going to release all the Feebas that we're not using, so I don't make any mistakes later. Thanks everyone who just showed up, by the way. Sorry that the stream is a little bit scuffed right now. I just had like 2 weeks ago I looked up all this information. I have like all these charts, and then apparently the information in my research was not even correct. Alright, so I'm gonna put the Altaria in here for now. And I'm gonna take out Lucy, our flyer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go fight the Elite Four and we're gonna level up Altaria. Or we're gonna evolve into Altaria so we can get Dragon Breath on the correct Pokemon. This is gonna be useful information to put in my guide later. In Gen 3, Vibrava and Flygon are not in the Dragon Egg group yet. At least not in Ruby and Sapphire. Okay, so let's build our team that we're going to use to fight the Elite Four. We're definitely bringing Marcy. Let's bring Sableye. We should probably spend all of our money before we go in there too, just in case we get KO'd. Who else do we want to bring with us? Kaching, because he has Ice Beam. Jupiter is useful, and then we're going to switch here. I wonder if Vileplume is more useful than one of these other team members. Probably, I mean, it's good for Toxic strats. Let's try it without Toxic, and then we're going to bring, not you. We're going to bring Swablu, and make sure to give it the experience share. Well, this is not what I expected to be doing today, but this is a very comprehensive video. We're going to show the entire process from start to finish of how you get Feebas and evolve it into Milotic. And if you want to get a Feebas with Dragon Breath, this is a part of the process. You have to train Swablu and evolve it into Altaria. Some says, is Kyogre too low level? Actually, yeah, we could just use Kyogre to make it go a lot faster. That's a really good idea. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking of using it. Well, it's lower level than our Tentacool though. Like in a weird way, this Tentacruel is actually better than Kyogre because it has Ice Beam. Oh, never mind. The Kyogre has Ice Beam too. It has Ice Beam. We can replace Hydro Pump with Surf, and it also has Body Slam and Calm Mind. Okay, hold on. Let me check its stats. It has better Body Slam. It has a little slightly worse physical bulk, but better special bulk, better special attack, and a little bit worse speed. So I think the main reason to use Tentacruel would be for the speed. The main reason to use Kyogre would be for better attack. Let's try using Kyogre once. We haven't used it yet. And I'm going to teach it Surf for more consistency over Hydro Pump. Yeah, we'll do that. That was a good suggestion. Some says, is it too overpowered? I hope it's too overpowered, because that'll make the process go faster. Because we're just gonna have to sweep the Elite Four until we level up this Swablu. Alright, so let's teach Surf to Kyogre. We can help use this to make the process go a little bit faster. Alright, and we're gonna put Marcy in the lead. Marcy is a good lead against the first Pokemon, as I remember. Aether says, I'm assuming I didn't miss the big moment. Oh yeah, you missed it. We caught 6 Feebas. We released the 5 bad ones. And then, by the way, thank you for coming, Aether. Thank you for coming today. We released the 5 bad Feebas. We kept the 1 good Feebas. I was really excited. We were getting ready to breed. We put Feebas and Vibrava in the daycare together. And then it turns out Vibrava is not in the Dragon Egg group in Gen 3. So we have to raise Swablu into Altaria to get Dragon Breath onto Feebas. So we're going to fight the Elite Four. Alright, so we're going to do 1 bulk up to counter the Intimidate. We're going to hope not to get Sand attacked. No Sand attack, nice. That means we can basically sweep the whole team now. Aether says, wait, really that fast? Yeah, we got it in 36 encounters today. Which, I mean, that's still 330... sorry, we got it in 35 encounters today, which is 336 total encounters. Did we just get flinched? That was very weird. Swabby is up to level 16 already. Yeah, and then as soon as Buzz joined the chat, I was talking about... Because Buzz was asking if Diamond and Pearl were easier than Ruby and Sapphire, and I was explaining, like, yeah, Ruby and Sapphire, it's so stupid, it takes forever, it's really dumb, and then I just caught a Feebas immediately, right? Like, while I was saying that, it was really funny. Oh, I love sweeping through entire teams with Marcy. It feels so good. I wonder if we should just bring the Zigzagoon with us. That way we can get more rare candies. We don't need Fury Attack. Okay. So we went from level 15 to 18 in just 1 battle. That's pretty good. I can't remember what level Altaria evolves, though. Let's see. Or sorry, Swablu evolves into Altaria. I'm doing that thing like where you say like toast instead of bread. I keep saying Altaria instead of Swablu. It's not in Altaria yet. Okay, Swablu evolves at level... It's a high level, I know it is. It's level 35. I mean, we can get to 35. It won't take too long, but it's not going to be fast. But we did gain a few levels pretty quickly, so that's good. And we have rare candies from all the pickup Zigzagoon farming that we've been doing. So when we get to close to 35, we can just level up. Ooh, I forgot to heal before Phoebe. That might be bad. Buzz says 28. Unfortunately, it looks like it's 35. I think 28 is something else. I guess we'll just start with Earthquake and see what happens. He killed himself with Curse. That's like the best possible opener. Alright, he's sending out, or she's sending out her Sableye, so I'm gonna send out Sokev. Buzz says, dang, I thought it was late 20s. I wish it was late 20s. Let's start with a Rock Tomb. Attract. That is weird. I don't think it ever used Attract on me in any of the previous battles. Let's just send out Kyogre. I'm just gonna overpower it. Phoebe is like the most difficult opponent in the Elite Four for our team. We struggled so much with Phoebe. Okay, Bayonet. Against Bayonet, I think Sokev just walls it. If I remember correctly. So we'll start with Dig. Sorry, we'll start with Rock Tomb. It unfortunately missed. Alright, now we switch to Dig. Now that we're faster. I wonder how long it keeps raining. Oh, Dig did not do very much damage. Alright, let's switch to Rock Tomb. Okay, she's going to use a potion now. Because she's going to use a potion, I think now is the time to switch to Pekko. Some says we surfed his skull into the ground. Yeah, that was a pretty hard-hitting surf. I wonder if we should just use Kyogre and just like sweep through everything. But now that his speed's been lowered, it's a good time to send out Pekko and use Shadow Ball. I think Kyogre's really going to help us against the second Dusclops. That's kind of why I'm trying to preserve his HP. Some says there might be a delay in messages. Yeah, unfortunately there's a little bit of a stream delay. It's just been like that. I've just been dealing with it. Okay, let's use Calm Mind. And then he's probably going to hit us with Toxic, which is fine. And then we're just going to start surfing. We should be able to one-shot everything now with just a single Calm Mind. Because Kyogre has like good stats to begin with. Okay, so this Dusclops used to give us a lot of problems. I think Kyogre can probably just take out this Dusclops with one surf. Okay, it's going to take 2 surfs. We survived the Toxic, so we should be okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let's check our levels. Oh, I forgot to spend our money before we went into it. That means we're going to lose some money if we don't beat the champion. It's not the end of the world. Swabby's up to level 20, not bad. Alright, we're going to use our antidote that we should have. Oh, we only have full heals, I remember now. Actually, let's use a full restore. There's a good use of full restore right here. And then we've got super potions. Tons of super potions from Zigzagoon farming. Okay, Swabby's up to level 20, so we got 15 levels to go. Surfing a sea of bodies to the finish. Okay, so this is going to be really cool. If you haven't seen this before on the previous streams, we have a setup where Marcy can just sweep the entire sweep Glacia's entire team. Some says, okay, I'll stop. It's okay. It's better to have people chatting in chat than have no chatting in chat. I like to have, you know, it's a little bit more exciting than just sitting here talking to myself. So I think we established last time that if you get 2 bulk ups, we can just sweep the entire team. So Marcy is just about to completely go off, and then the best thing is, even if they set up Reflector Light Screen, we just break it with Brick Break. So that's 1 Brick Break. Oh, something just happened. Give me 1 second. Celio. Oh, that's nothing important. Alright, let's Brick Break. Wahahaha. I got a notification on my phone, but it wasn't. It was nothing really. Alright, Brick Break. 3 Brick Breaks. Level 22. Okay, we're getting faster levels against these higher level Pokemon. Oh, the Wall Raid's gonna give really good experience. We can one-shot the Wall Raid with 2 bulk ups. Another 1,000 experience. And then the final Glalie. I wonder how much experience Glalie gives. Let's check. I wasn't paying attention earlier. It's actually pretty similar to Walrein, which is surprising. Alright, next is Drake. Drake is also pretty straightforward. Especially, so last time against Drake we were using Tentacruel. This time we're going to be using Kyogre. So Kyogre is not weak against Earthquake, which means Kyogre should be even better against Drake. The problem is, Vileplume was a big part of our strategy last time against Drake, and we don't have Vileplume with us today. So we might struggle with Drake, I'm not sure. Drake. Yeah, he's okay. He's not that bad if you have like a good Ice Beam user. Like, see, you can just do this. Altaria. So this is what our Swabby is going to evolve into at some point in the future. Ooh, see, this is where Kyogre's lower speed is a little bit of a problem. Oh wow, it doesn't one-shot. Oh, but we got the freeze. Lucky. He's going to use like a full restore or something, so I'm going to use Calm Mind. This is going to set us up. See, this is a strategy we developed during the last one, is when you know the opponent, the Elite Four they all have like full heals, full restores, hyper potions, things like that. If you know it's a turn where they're going to heal, you can use that turn to set up, and then after that, now because we've set up, now the Ice Beam will one-shot it. And then it'll be stronger against the next Pokemon. Ah, D-Drake, like the rapper. No, not the rapper. I don't think he's a Dragon-type master. So against Flygon, I think I'm going to use Surf, because we have Stab on our Surf. And it should still be super effective. Oh, it's not because he's Dragon-type, of course. I forgot about that, sorry. Let's switch back to Ice Beam. Yeah, see, this is where Kyogre's lower speed is a disadvantage, though. Because if it was Tentacruel, Tentacruel would be going first here, and it wouldn't be taking damage on every hit. But Kyogre is really bulky, so it can take the damage. Oh, we got paralyzed, though. See, that's going to be a problem. We might get paralyzed hacked. Okay, we got the Flygon. The problem is now we have to deal with the Salamence if we don't have Toxic. Some says if I gotta stop, let me know. You're fine. Like I said, it's better to have chat than have to no chat. Oh, we survived on 1 HP, but we lost to the paralysis. I'm just gonna use a full restore. Since we're not doing this for the sake of challenge, we're just doing this to grind. I don't mind using items here. All right, so let's Ice Beam. We're getting really unlucky with these status procs. We got Toxic, Paralyzed, and Burned. All in one attempt with Kyogre. Alright. Wow, Drake has a lot to say. Alright, so let's use another... in this case, I don't want to waste a full restore. I would rather use a full heal and a super potion. Yeah. So against Steven, we'll start with Marcy. So I don't know if we'll be able to defeat Steven with this team, because we were barely, yeah, we're blowing through them now, but Steven is pretty tough. And last time we were we barely got past Steven, and that was with our full team. Now we're using five team members, and Kyogre doesn't have the same speed that Tentacruel had, so it might be difficult. So Skarmory we can definitely take out with one overheat, so that's good. That's like a nice start. And then we really have to save Marcy for like the last few Pokemon. So what do we have that can deal with Aggron? I think Kyogre might be able to deal with Aggron. Let's see. I don't think Aggron has anything that can really hurt us, although I think I just remembered this thing might actually have Thunder, and if that's the case, we might be in trouble. No, it's gonna use Earthquake. Oh wow, that Earthquake hit us pretty hard. Alright, let's hope a Calm Mind boosted Surf is enough, and it is enough. So we got past the Aggron, that's pretty good. Cradily. I'm just gonna try to hit it with Ice Beam. Yeah, setting up with oh, critical hit though. Some says with the Karate Rabbit and Kyogre, he's got no chance. Unfortunately, he got a crit on the Sludge Bomb. Let's send out Sokev. And go for Rock Tomb. Okay, Rock Tomb's not doing as much as I would have liked. I'm gonna, and we're confused, so I'll use this turn to switch back into, let's actually switch into Pekko. He's probably gonna heal here. Oh, he switched his team. That's interesting. Oh, this is a really good switch for us, though. So we can just Shadow Ball. Nice. Alright, we'll try one more. He's probably gonna KO us. That's okay. So we've got a free switch back into... Let's go with Marcy. Yeah, here's the problem, though, is like Marcy's our only really strong team member who's still standing. So let's go with Brick Break. Oh, that is a hard-hitting Earthquake. He's gonna heal here, so I'm gonna bulk up. That is a nasty plant. Blez says Cradily is weak to fighting, I believe. That, yeah. The problem is excuse me. Hold on, I gotta get a drink of water. And we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the problem is that I'm trying to preserve Marcy's HP so that she can be useful against like the later Pokemon, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. Okay, Metagross. Against Metagross, we want to hit it with an Overheat. I'm just worried this thing's gonna knock me out with an Earthquake. Let's see what Overheat does. Overheat hits pretty hard. It's gonna knock me out with an Earthquake. So who do I have that can still deal with Metagross? I guess what I would see, Jupiter is gonna get knocked out with Earthquake too. Sokev's gonna get knocked out with Earthquake. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go Bag. We have a Max Revive. I'm just gonna Max Revive Marcy. And then he's gonna... Oh, well, that's interesting. He used Hyper Beam instead of Earthquake. Why would he do that? Now he has to do a recharge turn. Okay, since he has to recharge this turn, I'm gonna use Bulk Up. And then I'm gonna use Overheat here, which should knock it out. Nice. Okay, so that's the Metagross. I don't think the crit mattered. I think we would have knocked it out either way. Swabby's up to level 27. Okay, so here comes Armaldo. Armaldo is Bug and Rock type, which means all of our moves are pretty much neutral against it. So, oh, we're out of Brick Break PP. I did not notice that. I guess Earthquake is the best move then. Water Pulse. Okay, we didn't get confused, so that's good. Some says, geez, this crab is hard. Yeah, Metagross is an absolute demon. Okay, here comes the Cradily. So, let's just leave Marcy in because we've already set up. And I think an Earthquake will finish it. Although he has another full restore. Okay, yeah, we can finish it with another Earthquake. Alright, so we got through the champion. We had to use some healing items, but it's not the end of the world. It's better than fainting and losing half of our money. Oh, we have to go through this whole cutscene every time. I'm just gonna mash through this cutscene because we've seen it already. But that was pretty good. We went from level 15 to level, what was it, 27? I think we can just do one more run and it will evolve. We should be able to get to level 35 with just one more run. I can't believe it makes you sit through the whole Hall of Fame scene every time you fight the Elite Four. Yeah, I think Kyogre helped a lot there because one thing about our team is that it's very weak against Earthquake. And, oh god, don't tell me we have to sit through the entire unskippable credits scene too. Alright, well, we're gonna sit through the credits screen, guys. Thank you for coming to my stream. This is gonna be exciting. Yeah, you can't skip the credits either. I'm gonna have to keep this in mind. It actually might be better to feint against Steven rather than sit through all of this every time you defeat him. Well, here's another thing that we learned, another important piece of information that I learned. I'm going to include this in my guide as well. This guide, at this point, the guide is just going to be like all of the ridiculous things about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire that were fixed in later generations. Yeah, Metagross is really difficult. I think there's a way for us to get one, but I don't remember what it is. You have to like go to Steven's house, and he'll give you the Beldum, or whatever it's called, the first form. But I actually don't know where. I don't know where Steven's house is, so I'd have to look that up. Some says death is preferable to cutscenes. It's so true. If I had known that we were gonna have to go into the unskippable cutscene, I would have just thrown the fight against Steven. I think it's like halfway down already, though. We're like halfway there. Oh, actually, in fact, we're already done. Okay. So what it does is it restarts you, and then it's going to send us back to our room, which is a little bit annoying because we don't have our flyer with us. I wonder if Swabby can learn fly. I don't think it can. I hope it can, though. It would be nice if it can. Okay, it can. That's really nice. So we're gonna forget Peck and we'll learn Fly instead. Alright, so we need 8 more levels. And last time we gained 12 levels, so I think we'll be pretty good. I think we just do one more run and Swabby will evolve. So let's go back to Evergrande. Oh, you know what I should do? I do want to spend my coins, but I want to spend them in Mauville at the game corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all of my money into game corner coins. That way when we get knocked out, we won't lose any money. And then we can use these coins to buy TMs later. I didn't know we had this many coins, by the way. I don't remember when we even picked up this many coins in the past. Oops, wrong button. Alright, we'll spend the rest on super potions or something. Peck and Fly is all he can do. Peck and Fly is all birds can do. Why can he not learn both? Broken Bird. His moveset's not that important. We're just going to use him for breeding. So I just overwrote the first move. Alright, we got let's buy a full restore. And a hyper potion. And a full heal, I guess. Okay, so now next time we go in there, we'll just intentionally get knocked out. That way we don't have to do the whole thing over again. With all the cutscenes and everything. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time speaking today. I think I'm just mentally drained from the whole process of this whole Feebas experience has just completely devastated me. My brain is just broken in half. Alright, bulk up. Try not to get sand attacked. We did not get sand attacked, and he missed takedown. That's like the best possible opener. And we have to make sure next time, let's be more careful about Brick Break, because we ran out of Brick Break PP by the end. Yeah, like we don't need Mist. Oops, we don't want to switch. So I think we should be able to one-shot everything now. Even Marcy's leveling up. Absol. Some says, how long have you been at this, man? So last stream was over 3 hours long, and we did not get a Feebas the entire time. And then today's stream, we've been streaming for close to an hour and a half. But most of that time has been spent just not even doing the stuff that I wanted to do. Like I thought we were gonna breed Feebas with Vibrava, and then that turned out to not work. So now we have to train the Swablu and evolve it into an Altaria. There's all these steps and extra processes that you have to do to get the Feebas and the Milotic. And it's the more you look into it, every single thing that you learn makes it feel like the process is just harder and harder. It's more difficult. Alright, we'll put Pekko in the lead this time. I don't know if I said that, I don't know if I explained that in a good way, but it's when I started researching how to do this, how to actually get Feebas and how to evolve it, I just learned there's so many things about it. It's you wanna catch Feebas and evolve it, but you have to get these special berries, and you can only get the berries on certain days and from certain NPCs, and it's random, and then you have to actually grow the berries. You have to come back to you have to turn on your game twice a day to grow the berries. And it's I spent half a week getting ready for the first stream just so I would have the berries that I needed. Some says constant detours. Crap, I get why you're so tapped out. Yeah. It's I thought we were gonna catch the Feebas last stream and evolve it into Milotic, and now we're 2 streams in and we still haven't even bred the correct Feebas that we're gonna be using. Oh, burn is really bad. I'm gonna switch out here. Let's put Kyogre in. Bayonet's a little difficult because it's fast. That hits hard. Alright, let's go with Surf. Yeah, Kyogre, I think once Kyogre gains like a few more levels and gets some EVs, it will be very strong. Right now it's just like a little bit too slow, and that's causing it to take hits, and like its bulk is good, but it's not like good enough like to go up against, you know, the Elite Four. So, I mean, it's still very strong. It's still one of our strongest team members, even just coming right out of the box. But it has a lot of potential to get much stronger. It's, for one thing it does for sure is it makes Phoebe a lot more consistent. Because without this Kyogre, like, Phoebe is actually really difficult. Alright, she's gonna use a super potion. She's gonna use a hyper potion, so I'm gonna use Calm Mind. That's gonna make our next Surf a lot stronger. But yeah, now that we actually have the Feebas, I'd really like to, you know, do some of the other things today. Try to get as much done as possible. If we can get the rest of everything done in one stream, I'd be very happy. Let's set out Jupiter. Jupiter hasn't got a chance to fight in a while. Let's go with Shockwave. Ooh, I didn't realize she had another full restore still. Okay, we're in a lot of trouble. We're probably gonna get knocked out with one Earthquake, yeah. This is why Jupiter doesn't get to fight anymore. Alright, let's go with Marcy. I think one good Earthquake should do it in this range. No, not quite. Alright, I'm gonna switch out to Pekko. There we go, and then we can get Marcy back in so Marcy's not confused. And if she has another Hyper Potion, I mean, there's nothing else I could have done. Okay, there we go. So the next trainer is Glacia, and Marcy can actually sweep Glacia, so I'm not going to heal anyone else because this is gonna make it easier to restart later. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave Marcy and Sokev up, and then I'll revive Kyogre before we go into the Drake battle. That way we can just intentionally get knocked out later and not have to sit through all the cutscenes. Oh, I think I forgot. Yeah, that was really bad. I forgot to reorder my team. Let's Rock Tomb here. Okay, well, I mean, Rock Tomb's pretty good. Honestly, if we get knocked out here, it's not the worst thing in the world. And this is actually giving Sokev a chance to get some experience. Not very much, though. Alright, so on the Celio, let's send in Marcy. The problem is the Celio probably actually has Surf, so setting up against it is not as safe. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Let's try it. Let's just try bulking up here and see what happens. We're probably going to get hit with Surf. Okay, we can survive the Surf, so we're probably good then. Our HP's low, but we can just sweep the rest of the team, although we're going to be getting hit with Hail. Oh, I forgot we needed 2 bulk ups. Alright, well, this is going to be our reset. I wonder if we can hit this thing with Rock Tomb. You know what? Sokev is actually not too bad. I'm going to go for a Headbutt here, because it has 100 accuracy. Nice, level 31. We're getting so close. Alright, this Celio is probably going to knock us out with Surf. Oh, it's using Dive, which means we can use Protect. Let's Headbutt it. Nice. Okay, let's Protect. Oh, Sokev is actually like popping off right now. This is pretty sick. This is like the first time he's actually been this useful. Sam says, I wanted to ask, are you going to make a longer video on Gantz? I'd love to hear more of your opinion on it. Actually, I've already recorded the audio for my next Gantz video, and I just have to edit the video for it, which unfortunately it kind of takes a while because I have to go through the manga and like get the screenshots for the panels that I want. But yeah, I've actually already recorded and edited the audio. I just have to make the video itself, so it should come out pretty soon, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be this Friday, but maybe like next Friday, if I can't get it done before the end of this week. Okay, we're definitely gonna get 1 KO'd by Walrein. Yeah. So it's funny that you asked that, because that is the exact next video that I'm working on. The reason I haven't released any videos in a while is because I had a surgery, and I was on break. And unfortunately, I thought I was going to be able to like come back and start doing stuff as soon as I got back from the surgery, and it took a long time. It took me like 2 months to fully recover. The recovery process was like way more intense than I thought it was going to be. And that's why I haven't uploaded any videos in a couple months. But I'm trying to get back into it now. All right, we'll do one more attempt. I think one more should do it. Now that we won't mess up the fight against Glacia this time. Some says, I know the whole screenshot difficulty. I can't wait to see it. Holy crud, are you okay though? Oh yeah, I'm fine. It was just it was an elective surgery, so it wasn't anything that I needed to do. It wasn't like a life-threatening operation or anything like that, but it was for my long-term health. Something that I've wanted to get done for a while. And I've finally had the money to do it. And it'll be a lot better for me in the long term to avoid long-term health issues. So it's just it was a oh, I got flinched. Oh, that's how I got flinched. It's from fake out. Okay, I was wondering how the shift reflinched me because I knew it was slower than me, but I noticed that it flinched me last time. But yeah, I'm feeling much better now. It's just the recovery process took a long time because it was part of the surgery affected my my cheekbones and my jawbone, and so I wasn't able to eat a lot of food normally, like the way I would normally eat food. I was on the pure liquid diet for like 2 weeks, and I was malnourished as a result. And even after I was able to switch back to eating solid foods, like I could only eat things that were like really soft and really easy to chew, so it doesn't put too much pressure on my bones. And like not only was like I still in a lot of pain, I had a lot of stitches. I had to wait for the stitches to come out. And but because I was having trouble eating, I didn't have much energy. So it was like the whole thing is like, it was just really intense. I was just like laying around feeling exhausted every day because I had no energy because I wasn't eating. Basically, that's the short version. But once all the stitches came out, I started to recover really fast. So I'm doing a lot better now. And that's why I'm getting ready to start working on my next video. Hopefully as soon as possible. Alright, I want him to use Curse. That's perfect. When he uses Curse, that's like the perfect opener. Because he just knocks himself out. And then we put in Sokev against the Bayonet. This is like the perfect opener. Some says that really sucks, but I'm glad you're better, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. And like it does kind of suck, you know, everything that I had to go through, but in the long term, like it's going to be much better for me. I'm going to be a lot healthier. So I'm really glad that I was able to do all that. He's going to use sorry, she's going to use a healing item, so I think this is a good opportunity to switch Marcy in and use bulk up. Yeah. So what I'd like to do is bulk up here. So this is basically what our strategy used to look like before we started using Kyogre. We would switch in, we would get the bulk up, and then we can use Earthquake to like sweep the rest of her team, ideally. I can't remember if it's consistent though, especially not against the Dusclops. But Marcy's also higher level. So we should knock out the Bayonet easily. It's tricky because the Bayonet look like they would have Levitate, but they actually don't have Levitate. So as long as you realize that you can use Earthquake against them, you should be pretty good. Alright, so we'll Earthquake here. Oh yeah, so we can't knock out the Dusclops in one hit. He's going to confuse us. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to actually switch out. Because I don't want to have to deal with confusion. And then if Kyogre can't finish it... Oh, well, Kyogre is just like eating these Earthquakes. That was nothing. Yeah, that was awesome. This is like... I love having Kyogre against Phoebe. It's so much more consistent than Tentacruel. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a legendary Pokemon for a reason. Alright, so let's make sure we set up our team order correctly this time. We're going to put Marcy back in the lead. And should be able to sweep right through Glacia. And I think Altaria will evolve after this fight. And then if we want to get knocked out, it's pretty easy to let Drake knock us out. Alright, so I'm going to set up 2 bulk ups this time. The only risk here is that we might get frozen. That would be like the worst thing that could happen. We dodged the freeze. Some says big fish give enemy big problems. For sure. Alright, so this is going to be a clean sweep. With 2 bulk ups, everything here is a 1-hit. And the hail damage is going to help us get knocked out by Drake faster. If we need to be. Ooh, level 34, we're 1 level away. I think we're going to do it. I think between Walrein and the second Glalie, we should have enough experience. If not, we're gonna have to defeat Drake. Or we can just go to Victory Road after this. Alright. I'd really like to level up after this Glalie. That would be perfect. Is it gonna happen? No. Alright. I think what we should do is we should let Drake knock us out and then just go get the rest of the experience in Victory Road. Because we're very close. Well, let's see what happens. If we learn Dragon Breath while fighting Drake, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, I forgot to put I forgot to put Kyogre in the lead though. That was a mistake. So we're already off to a bad start. Alright, Shelgon can't really do anything though. So let's just hit it with Earthquake. I think we can knock this thing out. Yeah. Alright, does it get Dragon Breath? Oh, see, it has to evolve to get Dragon Breath. This is gonna be tricky. We might have messed this up. We might have to use a Heart Scale now to get Dragon Breath. Unless it will automatically learn it when it evolves. Yeah, I might have just messed up like big time. I'm just gonna let Marcy get knocked out here. Alright, so we're gonna send in Kyogre. We forgot to heal Kyogre. Let's set up a Calm Mind. Actually, let's set up 2 Calm Minds. I don't think it can do anything to hurt us. Unless this... I don't know if this Dig is gonna knock us out. Oh, we're trying to get knocked out anyway, aren't we? Let's see. If we can win, then Swablu will just evolve afterwards. And if we get knocked out, then we'll just go evolve by fighting Pokemon. Like, actually, we could just use a Rare Candy even. Some says, apologies for continuing to ask about videos and stuff. Any plans to do one or more on Berserk? I haven't read Berserk before, and I want to read it at some point in the future. So when I read Berserk, I will probably make a video on it right away. That seems like something that I would definitely make a video about, like as soon as I, get around to reading it. And I don't mind these questions at all. I like talking about anime and manga. That's basically the whole reason my channel exists. Honestly, streaming games is just something. This is just an excuse for me to play Pokemon every week. The main reason for the channel is to talk about anime and manga. All right. I wonder if we can actually take down this Salamence. Thunder Wave I think would be the right move. I'm gonna Encore him. It failed. Oh, it's because he didn't use a move that turn. I thought Encore would still work on Flamethrower. I guess it didn't work the way I thought it would. But yeah, I think it would be cool. And then someone also recommended Claymore. I want to do that at some point too. I think that's like kind of in the same wheelhouse as Berserk. Not like quite on the same level, but it's the same kind of genre. Like mature fantasy, dark fantasy type series. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble figuring out what Pekko should be doing. He should be using Shadow Ball. Ooh, that was a really nice Shadow Ball. Probably gonna heal here though. Yeah, full restore. So there's like no way we can take down this Salamence now. Not with that full restore. Alright. So yeah, let's just get knocked out. See, the problem is I don't know if it's gonna learn Dragon Breath if it evolves at level 36. So I wonder if we should have just used a rare candy to evolve it. In the newer games, it's like, it's fixed so that if a Pokemon evolves when it like should have learned a move, it will still learn it. But now I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if that works in Gen 3. But we can use a Heart Scale though. In the worst case scenario. Wow, yeah, that doesn't learn Dragon Breath. That is so silly. That's ridiculous. Can you imagine, like, if we didn't have a Heart Scale, we just spent like an hour, we just spent 45 minutes evolving this thing, and then it doesn't even have the move that it's supposed to get when it evolves. Let me check Pokemon DB. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. Altaria. Moveset. Generation 3. Yeah, it learns Dragon Breath at level 35. So basically the way it's supposed to work, here we go. I can talk about this. This is going to go in my video too, probably. So the way it's supposed to work is that when the Pokemon evolves at level 35, it learns Dragon Breath. But unfortunately, because ours evolved at level 36, it just doesn't learn Dragon Breath. So we have to use a Heart Scale to teach it. Some says I want to read Claymore manga as well. I heard it's better than the anime, which was just pretty okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the anime or read the manga, but I know it's supposed to be like kind of like a classic manga series. So that's why I want to check it out at some point. Okay. And someone recommended it to me in one of the comments as well. So I try to I don't know. I can't sorry if you've commented on one of my videos. I don't remember. But I try to read all the comments, and like I saved some of them. So like I have screenshots of some of the older comments saved, and when I make a video, about Berserk, I'm gonna include the comment where someone asked me to talk about Berserk. So if that was you, you're probably gonna be in one of my future videos. And somebody left a comment asking about more Gantz videos, and when I make the next Gantz video, I'm gonna make sure that I include those comments where people were asking for more Gantz videos. Stuff like that. Aether says, that's old gen Pokemon for you. It reminds me of the good old days of Gyarados' bite situation and Kadabra's confusion back in Gen 1. Yeah, it's the same thing, where like Kadabra's supposed to learn confusion at level 16, but if you evolve your Abra at level 17, it just never learns confusion, and then you just have a Kadabra with teleport. Alright, so we should have at least one Heart Scale. Oh gosh, we have exactly one Heart Scale left. This is so ridiculous. Just imagine going through all of this just to get Dragon Breath onto your Feebas. I mean, you don't have to imagine it because you're witnessing it. We've been streaming for 5 hours and we still don't have a single Feebas with Dragon Breath. That's like how ridiculous Ruby and Sapphire, like Feebas mechanics are. Dragon Breath. So this, we had to waste a Heart Scale just to get Dragon Breath. Some says, I have not commented, my friend. I have only spoken to you loosely on Reddit. Ah, okay, interesting. But I'm for sure along for the ride. Okay, I'll have to check my Reddit comment history. Because I know I've posted, like, I don't really get that much interactions on Reddit, but, oh, okay, never mind. I remember exactly who you are now. I'm surprised that I didn't remember you right away. You're the person who was also making another channel where you wanted to talk about manga. And you talked about your favorite manga. I don't remember what it was, but we were talking about how if you make a video about something that no one else has talked about yet, it's like it can help a lot with getting views and stuff. Yeah, I remember exactly who you are now. We talked on Reddit. Shemo, that was it. Yep. Interesting. Well, thank you for coming. It's been a while since the last time we talked. It's good to see that you're still doing well, still reading manga. Alright, so let's get our Feebas back in the party. And then we're going to put the rest of the team members back in the PC. And Pekko can go back in the PC. Some says, I did make the video, but I'm not trying to plug. Oh, I mean, I'm the one who brought it up first, so it's totally fine. I'll check it out after the stream. Did you post anything about it on Reddit or anything like that? I don't think I saw any posts from yours yet. Just hang out. Yeah, no worries. I will definitely check it out myself, at the very least. Alright, so we're going to put Feebas and Swabby into the daycare, and hopefully we do not get the same message we got last time, because that was very disheartening. Okay, so it's your Feebas and Swabby are doing fine. The two don't seem to like each other. That's perfectly fine. That just means it's going to take extra steps to get to hatch the egg. As long as you don't get a message about them preferring to hang out with others, you should be fine. I got to put my bike back into the registration. And while I do this, I'm going to try to move back and forth on the bike with one hand and use my phone with the other hand, and I want to look up something, which is flame body. I know in later generations they made it so that flame body speeds up the rate for hatching eggs, but I don't know if this was added in later games or if they had this in Ruby and Sapphire. Effect. In battle, outside battle. When Pokemon... Okay, yeah, it's Pokemon Emerald. In Pokemon Emerald, they added this ability where Flame Body makes your eggs hatch faster. And of course, this is another one of those things that we're learning about Feebas in the original Ruby and Sapphire. Hatching the eggs, unfortunately, does not work. Flame Body and Magma Armor does not speed up the rate of eggs in Ruby and Sapphire. That's what I'm trying to say. It's so funny how in my videos, like, I feel like I talk pretty good, like, in my videos, but when I'm streaming, I have a much harder time speaking. Like, I'm much better at writing scripts. I'm much better at writing scripts and like reading scripts than I am at like speaking off the cuff. So I feel like I like it takes me a long time to say what I want to say when I'm streaming. Some says I posted on the Shamo and the Seinen. How do you say that word, by the way? Hold on. I've never actually looked up the correct pronunciation for that word. I want to look it up. This is another one of these detours we're taking. I'm going to take a little detour really quick. Seinen. Okay. Yeah, Seinen. I posted about the Shamo and Seinen Reddit. I did shorts and TikToks too. Oh, that's interesting. It's because it's live, man. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot harder to do it live, but with more experience, I'll get better at it. So what I'd like to do now is basically just keep doing this until we hatch one that has like a nature that we want. And then we'll just, you know, whichever one we get, as long as it has like at least one of the good natures, we'll just keep it. And then if we end up hatching like 4 of them and we don't get like one of the natures we want, we'll just take a neutral nature if we at least have a neutral. I think I can turn the frame skip up to 4 to make this go a little bit faster. Seinen. That's actually a really hard word for me to pronounce for some reason. Alright, let me speed up the game a little bit. Let's make the process go a little bit faster. And since there's no way to speed up the egg hatching process, we just have to do this on our bike. It is very interesting how even in Ruby and Sapphire, like they knew that you were just gonna be riding your bike back and forth, so they put this long path here. I think there's another way you can do it with like a turbo controller, or even like you could just like hold the button down if you're standing in front of if you're standing in front of one of those ramps where you go up, like if you try to go up the ramp, you get knocked back down. I think you can do it that way. You can just have your character run into the ramp over and over again, but I suspect that would be slower because you take one step and then you have to fall down the ramp, and then you take one step and you have to fall down the ramp. I think it's actually faster to just go back and forth on the bike, but that it requires you to actually keep pressing left and keep pressing right and keep pressing left and right. You have to keep going back and forth. You have to do it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We're probably going to do it for like an hour, who knows. I have no idea how long it takes. We got the first egg pretty quickly though, that was lucky. Seinen. Seinen. I need to practice pronouncing that word. Seinen. Because I'm certainly gonna have to say it in one of my videos at some point in time, considering the type of manga that I typically read. Some other stuff, Some says getting the real gamer thumb strain, yeah. Well, thankfully, one of the good things about playing on keyboard instead of controller is that I can just kind of use whatever button, whatever finger I want. So like when my thumb starts to hurt, I just switch over to using my pointer finger, and then I switch to using my ring finger, and then I switch to using my middle finger, etc. But yeah, some of the other series I've been recommended. Somebody wanted me to talk about Bokurano, which is really, I've read that one already. It's a great manga. It used to be one of my favorites, but at this point, like I've read so much stuff that like, you know, it's not that I like it any less, but the stuff that used to be my favorites just kind of got gradually moved down the list by, you know, new things that I enjoyed even more. But Bokurano is very good. I want to make a video about that. So one of the things I wanted to, like, from the day that I made the channel, I wanted to make a video about Aku no Hana, which I'd really love to make a video about that. I just haven't got around to it yet. I watched the live action movie recently. I mean, it's not as good as the manga. The manga for me is like, that's like the purest form. But I love the manga. I love the anime even. The live action was good. The one cool thing about the live action is that it actually covered the entire story from beginning to end. Whereas the anime, like the anime is a better adaptation, but it only adapted like the very first arc of the manga, and it didn't even do like the whole first, it didn't even do all of part 1. Like it ended before it got to the end of part 1. Whereas the live action movie actually fit all of part 1 and all of part 2. And they didn't cut very much material either. I was surprised at how much they fit in there. Opinions on Doro Hedoro. I have not read that yet. I'll have to check into that. Leave it as a comment on one of my videos so I don't forget. You gotta comment. You gotta comment. Gotta get the comments somehow. Likes, comments, and subscribes. I have to look up Doro. I know what it is. I've heard the name before, but I'm drawing a blank on exactly what it is. Doro. Hey, Doro. Yeah, talking about manga while riding our bike back and forth, that's a little bit more exciting than just riding the bike back and forth and having nothing to talk about. So that's why I said I don't really mind talking about anything while streaming. It's a Japanese manga series. What's weird is that I know I've heard the name before, but I'm not recognizing like the art style or the cover or anything like that. So I feel like it's weird. It's like I feel like I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it. I have not seen what I'm looking at before, if that makes sense. It looks interesting though. I'm looking up the page on my anime list now. There's got to be like something that's like maybe associated with it that I know. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I just feel like the artist is not listed anymore. Did they change like the where they list the artist on the page now? Ooh, first hatch. Alright, let's get back to focusing on hatching. Feebas! Would you like to nickname the newly hatched Feebas? Yes, we're gonna nickname this one... Some. Decout has joined the stream. Thank you for coming, Decout. Decout says the anime was pretty good. Yeah, I think people were talking about the anime recently in like in a chat that I was in, and that's probably where I heard of it. Okay, this one is a gentle nature, so let me get our overlay back that gives the information on the Feebas that we're looking for. Feebas natures. So we're looking for bold, modest, calm, timid, or any neutral nature, which I don't know if I don't know if Gentle is a neutral one. Let me check on that. Pokemon neutral natures. Bashful, docile, hardy, serious, and quirky. So this is unfortunately is not one of the natures that we need. So we're probably not going to use this Feebas. 1 second. Let me go back here. Okay, so some is probably not the one that we need. Oh, by the way, we can do wheelies while we're riding around. But it slows down the process a little bit, so it's fun, but it slows it down. Let me catch back up on chat, because I saw somebody else put something. Oh, okay, some just said fish. Indeed. Okay, so it's been recommended along with Chainsaw Man, so that might be where I heard of it. I was trying to check to see if it had like the same author or something, but for some reason the part of the page where they list the author is like, I can't find it. It's not in the same spot that it used to be on my anime list. Staff. Okay, here we go. There's a bunch of producers listed. Does it just not have an artist? All I see is like a bunch of producers. Oh, hold on. I think I know the problem. Go back to Dorohedoro page. It's because I was on the anime page, not the manga page. Yeah. So of course it wouldn't have the author listed. Okay, so the author is Hayashida Q. And what else have they made? Die Dark. Sofa-chan. They actually haven't made a lot of things. Okay, I guess I must have just heard people talking about it while they were talking about Chainsaw Man. Oh, we got another egg. Marceo says, awesome, I haven't missed everything. Thank you for coming, Marceos. Yeah, so we got the Feebas tile, and now we're just hatching new Feebas eggs and trying to get one with the right nature. Decout says, Chainsaw Man author joke that Chainsaw Man is a Jujutsu Kaisen or Dorohedoro ripoff. Okay, I actually didn't know that. Some says the lady is interesting herself. She dresses up for cons and such with a bag on her head. Is that Q that you're talking about? The author? Marceo says, ignore that I power napped after beating Baldur's Gate 3. Oh yeah, I saw you post earlier that you finally beat it, but I didn't look at any of the spoiler tagged information, so I didn't see everything that you wrote. Marceo says, woo! Yeah. So this is the exciting process now where we just talk about manga and anime while hatching Feebas eggs for however long it's going to take. I'd really like to get everything done this stream, and I think that like potentially it is possible as if we can hatch a Feebas with the right nature, like anytime soon. I think we can evolve it into Milotic, like within I don't think it will even take an hour. So I'd like to do it this stream, and then I can just start working on the guide video. I'll have all the footage I need from this stream and the last stream. I won't have to stream any more Milotic stuff. And then I can start working on my other videos again. By the way, I haven't yet decided exactly what my next game is going to be. I know the Pokemon stuff has been pretty popular, but I'm not like the kind of person who just wants to, play the same game every day for the rest of my life. I don't particularly care whether or not my streams will be more or less popular as a result. So I am definitely still in the mood to play more Pokemon, but I don't know for sure if I'm going to play another Pokemon game on stream. I was thinking of playing Fire Emblem. So there's a good chance I might be doing Fire Emblem as my next game. Some says, Carlock makes me feel some sort of way. I have to look that up. I feel like I'm immersed in some cryptic lore. Is that from Dorohedoro? Oh, from Baldur's Gate 3, okay. I see. I don't want to spoil myself on anything. Decout says, ooh, which Fire Emblem? Natwef says Fire Emblem would be neat. Awesome. So it seems like there is some interest in Fire Emblem. So I was thinking of playing Genealogy of the Holy War. And the reason is because Engage just came out recently. And it was the first time we've really seen like Sigurd in a very long time. And I've never beaten Genealogy. I've actually never... I beat the prologue one time, but Genealogy is such a long game, and each like individual chapter is so long. I literally have never beaten chapter 1. So I really wanted to play the game, and I think an interesting way to motivate myself to actually play through it. By the way, we're gonna name this one Decout. I hope there's not somebody I'm missing. I know there's other people who came to the stream today, but my brain's a little bit frazzled, so let's check. Decout has a brave nature. So let's bring our overlay back up. Feebas natures. We need bold, modest, calm, or timid. We do not need brave. Is brave on the list of neutral natures? Bashful, docile, hardy, serious, and quirky. Brave is not on the list of neutral natures. Okay. I mean, honestly, like half of the natures would be okay, so it's not like we're trying to get like a very specific one. Natwaf says... Oh, Aether says it should be fun. Yeah, so the reason I want to play so I kind of got off topic because the egg hatched while I was in the middle of talking, but I'd like to play Fire Emblem 4 because the characters from Genealogy were featured in Engage, which I think is pretty cool. And if I play it on stream, that will motivate me to actually get past Chapter 1. And if I can get past Chapter 1, I know I can beat the rest of the game. Natwef says, what about Super Robot Wars? Have you done a stream on that? I've never streamed Super Robot Wars. The reason is because the newer games, they don't allow you to stream them. I could do it if I had a capture card, but they don't allow you to, but the fact is they don't want you to stream them, so I kind of don't, if somebody doesn't want me to stream their game, then fine, I just won't stream their game. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. So, Bandai Namco doesn't really like people streaming Super Robot Wars, so I probably won't stream it, just for that reason. Although, if I do, it would be one of the older games. Some says, Carlock is not from Dorohei Doro, but it also makes me feel some sort of way. It's just all strong women, yeah. Natwef says, I love a woman that can casually kill me. Asagi is my love. Decout says, I still haven't gotten around to most of the Japanese-only ones except for Fire Emblem 6. Oh, I love Fire Emblem 6. I think Fire Emblem 6 is very underrated. People dislike it because of the like inconsistent hit rates. I think every Fire Emblem game has like some unique feature though that requires you to use like a different kind of strategy. And like, yeah, like bad hit rates is RNG, but there's a certain strategy that comes with playing around bad hit rates that you don't have to really worry about in other games. And so that kind of gives Fire Emblem 6 like its own unique flavor. I don't like the bad hit rates. I'm not defending them, but it is something that is unique about those games. Natwa says, I had no idea that Super Robot Wars can't be streamed. Yeah, I mean, you can stream it, but they don't want you to. And with the newer games, the innate streaming software, like on PlayStation, for example, is disabled. So the only way to do it is if you use external hardware to stream the games. And that's why I haven't streamed any of the newer Super Robot War games yet. I could do something like a playthrough of like OG1 or OG2. Or maybe like J or something like that. Like Game Boy Advance is like the easiest thing to stream. Just because of like how easy, like just, you know, how widespread the emulation is. And how sophisticated it is. Ooh, another egg. We might have to go check the PC in a second. Actually, let's go to the PC right now. Let's deposit the rejects. I hate to tell you guys this, but you turned out to be you turned out to be rejects. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to use some or decout. So these are our. I don't want to use the word rejects, but these are these are the rejects. And then we'll try to hatch these remaining eggs, and we'll just keep going until we get one with the nature we want. I seriously think like half of the natures would be okay. So like we just have to wait until we get a little bit lucky. Decout says, have you played any Shin Megami Tensei games? I have. I was playing Persona 5 earlier. I think it was either earlier this year or it was like the end of last year. I didn't finish it though, but I want to get around to finishing it, and also I'd like to finish Persona 3 as well. I'm the kind of person who like I play a lot of games and I don't always finish them. And I notice that when I stream something, it really motivates me to finish it. So I want to get more into streaming, because the more I stream, like it actually motivates me to complete games. Some says, it's kind of dumb if you think about it, as streaming is marketing for a game, isn't it? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate. I do agree. I think if they just allowed us to stream the games, it would be better. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like it's their decision. So like I said, if they don't want me to stream their game, then I just won't stream it. There's 100 games that I could be streaming. So if somebody doesn't want me to stream their game, then I just won't stream their game. You know what I mean? Some says it's okay. I'm used to being rejected. Oh, that's sad. Decat says Persona 5 is what got me into the franchise. The mainline ones are really good too. Yeah. So I tried playing Persona in the past, and I kind of struggled with Tartarus. Tartarus is kind of a slog, and that's what made it difficult for me to get into Persona. And then I played Persona 5, and Persona 5 has like custom, like it's instead of having randomized dungeons like Tartarus, it has like, you know, handcrafted, like really well-made dungeons. And I love the dungeons in Persona 5. And then and that kind of got me to really enjoy the game. And because I really enjoyed playing Persona 5, that got me to actually go back and give Persona 3 another chance. And I ended up really loving it as well. Oh, that was really cool. I somehow got my, I was able to like jump sideways. I think you have to like, yeah, there you go. You have to like press the button at the same time to do that, to do the jump sideways. But yeah, that got me to give Persona 3 like a real try and ended up really loving it. So I'd like to play more games as well. I think the newest Shin Megami Tensei is either 4 or 5 is on my list of things that I'd like to play soon, and I'll stream it if I can. Natwef says, I think Super Robot Wars' problem is that it's a licensing nightmare and you never know which one is going to raise a fuss. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. There's so many different licensed IPs in Super Robot Wars that you can't really guarantee, you know what I mean, like that nobody would, like everybody would be okay with you streaming it. Although I have to say, Original Generations, which doesn't have any licensed characters, was also had the streaming software blocked. So you have to keep that in mind. At least from my experience when I tried streaming those games. It seems like they blocked all the ones on the newer consoles. Decout says I said something that wasn't very say-so. It wasn't it was definitely hard to go back to Persona 4 and Persona 3 with the randomized dungeons. Yeah. I really don't like randomized dungeons. It's just not for me personally. Natwes says Tartarus sucked. It seems like everyone has the same opinion as me, so I'm not presenting any hot takes here when I say that Tartarus is not that fun. All right, we got another Feebas. This one we will name Natwef. I actually don't remember if we ever named anything about Natwef, even though he's been coming here for weeks. I think this is the first time we named something after you, Natwef. And if that's true, that's a big whoops on my part. Careful Nature. Careful Nature. I don't think Careful was on the list, but it might be one of the neutral ones. Feebas Natures. So we want bold, modest, calm, or timid. We do not want Careful. Careful is not on the list of neutral natures either. This is insane. There's like 10 natures that we could get that we'd be okay with, and we just haven't gotten one yet. Excuse me. Oh, I got the hiccups. This is my punishment for saying decout wrong. I got the hiccups. Alright, let's go back here. He's probably got another egg for us. No, he doesn't have the egg yet. Natwef says the only mainline Shin Megami Tensei he's played was Strange Journey, but he loved Devil Survivor. Oh yeah, I played a little bit of Devil Survivor myself. And I actually played on Super Nintendo. I downloaded like a translated version. It was either Shin Megami Tensei 1 or 2. So I have actually played one of the really old SMT games, but I haven't played any of the new ones, and I do want to play. I think it was either 4 or 5 that came out recently that got like really good reviews, and I had wanted to try it. I just haven't got the chance yet. Natwef is rejected. That's right, you went into the reject box. Decout says, Devil Survivor is so good, but I haven't played the second one. Yeah, it's actually the same for me. I played the first Devil Survivor. I thought it was really good, and then I just never played the second one. Isn't that weird? And the reason is there's just so many video games. Like, there's so many games that you could be playing at any time. There's like 100 games that I want to play. It's like, how am I ever going to find time to play them all? Like, the state of gaming right now is just like incredible. Like, there's probably like 100 free games that I want to play, not even getting into games that like I would pay money to play. Like, that's how many good games there are. It's really awesome. Let's compare it to like the days of Super Nintendo. there was like so much like trashware and shovelware, and then like back then like I couldn't really afford to buy games. Like there wasn't really many free games back then, and I couldn't afford to buy games, so I owned like the same 3 games, and I just played like the same 3 games over and over again, and somehow never got tired of them even though they sucked. And now it's like we're so spoiled now. I don't know if spoiled is the right word, but let's say we're so fortunate now. We're so fortunate now to go for, like to be in the state where there's like a million free games that you could play. Now I'm being hyperbolic, but there's so many free games that you can play, and then on top of that, there's like awesome like AAA games being made, and then like even indie games. Like there's so many good indie games that are like $5 or like $10. It's like your options for playing games are just incredible now. Decat says the backlog is endless. Natwa says, dude, you're preaching to the choir. I still haven't finished my Super Robot Wars playthrough. My mountain of to play games is weeping. I mean, you've played a lot of Super Robot Wars in the last year, though, because I've seen you posting about it. You've probably played more Super Robot Wars just in the last year than I've played in my entire life, and I've been playing for like 10 years or something. It's incredible, honestly, how much you play games, how you can just breeze through them in a way that I cannot do. I mean, look at me. I play games for a couple of hours on stream like once a week, and that's mostly it for me now. Aha, Feebas time. We'll call this one Aether. Oops. Well, the typo makes it stand out. Aether 2. Is this gonna be the one? Jolly Nature. I can't remember if Jolly's... I'm gonna check the list every time because I'm not gonna remember it. I could leave the overlay up on the screen, but it blocks like half the screen, which is stupid. I should have put it in a better spot. Bold, modest, calm, or timid? No. Jolly is not on the neutral list. I'm pretty sure. I think Jolly is... I know it's not on the neutral list. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's a nature that I'm like somewhat familiar with. So we've got another reject. Sorry, Aether, you are rejected. But you're a very jolly fellow. Yeah, Natwa says jolly is bad. Okay. I knew it's a nature that like I've heard people say before, so I know it's something. It's like one of the min-max ones. It's probably not from... Yeah, it's like a min-max, but it's not good for Milotic. I get what you meant. We got another egg, though. At this point, now we've hatched enough, like... As soon as we get one, whether it's a good nature or even if it's just neutral, even if we can just get a neutral one, I'll take the neutral one at this point because we've hatched four or five Milotic now. Sorry, hold on a second. Natwa says it boosts speed but it lowers special attack. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Jolly is for like physical sweepers. Some says I play Red Dead Redemption 2 on my off days while all my other stuff ages and dies, but that is because I have issues letting go of Mr. Morgan. Yeah, open world games are really easy to like just play forever. I mean, in a way, like Pokemon has sort of captured that feeling with the newer games, like with the wild area. And I haven't played Scarlet and Violet yet, but from what I've seen, like Scarlet and Violet has like, it's basically like the wild area, but like turned up even more, where there's just so much stuff that you can do. Like aside from fighting the 8 gym leaders and getting the badges, like there's just a million things you can do. You can just ride around on your bike. Ooh, we got another egg fast. Ooh, I did not think I was gonna have to put Aether into the reject box that fast. There you go, Aether 2. I'm trying to think of like other good open world games. I mean Skyrim, obviously. Like if I download Skyrim again, like you won't see me for a couple days. I've bought Skyrim like 4 times now, and I have it on like 4 different devices, just like ready to be downloaded. And I don't even love it that much. That's the funny thing is like honestly like I see like the flaws in Skyrim. Like if you asked me to give like my honest opinion of Skyrim, I'd be like, well, you know, it's really fun to play, like it's really fun to get into, but there's certain things about it that I don't like. You have to like mod it to really fix the game. But at the same time, like you can't change the fact that it's just so addictive. Like you can't take that away from it. Like if I download Skyrim right now, I will definitely play it for at least a couple hours. Just today. Like I would play even after streaming. I would just play Skyrim for like 3 hours. I'm not gonna nickname this one. Serious nature. Serious. Feebas. Hold on. I pressed the wrong button. Bold, modest, calm, or timid. Is it on the neutral list? Serious. Bashful. Aha. Serious is on the neutral list. Okay, we're just going to take this one. I don't want to, you know, I said if we hatch like 4 or 5 Milotic, we would just take a neutral one. And at this point, I think this is like our 5th one, so this is the time to do it. Decout, thank you for subscribing, by the way. I just saw that you subscribed. Sorry for the delay. I'm supposed to have something that pops up on the screen when people subscribe. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work. Oops. So we're gonna go with Feebas, the Feebas. I had a feeling. I was like, you know what? If I don't name it, it's gonna. If I don't give it a nickname, it's gonna be lucky, and this will be the one. And it turned out it was the one. You know why? It's because I hate to say it, but all of us here are rejects. So if I nickname it after someone here, it's gonna end up being one of the rejects. That's the logic. I just figured it out. Okay, so we need Lucy, Feebas, and Jupiter. Jupiter's coming with us because Jupiter is our mascot. Decout says no problem. So we're gonna go to Sutopolis. I can't remember if Sutopolis is the right place. Let's check Sutopolis. There's a town that has a contest hall with 3 people inside. I think it's Sutopolis. I need to take Kaching back out of the PC too. Aether says, I wonder if Sirius is any good for the Battle Palace. Not that it's in Sapphire in any case. I mean, Sirius is like pretty decent. It's a neutral, and like neutral is fine on Milotic. Milotic is one of those Pokemon that gets used out of like 5 out of 6 of it. 5 out of 6 stats. The only stat that Milotic doesn't want is attack. And so, like, if you can get like a minus attack nature, then then you would have like a Milotic that's really good, and it would be like really specialized for one task. Like, say it would be specialized as like a special wall or a physical wall. Like, you can literally make it into a special wall, a physical wall. You can make it into like a hard-hitting special sweeper, or you can make it into like a fast special sweeper. It's like you can do a lot of things with Milotic as long as it has a minus attack nature. But if it has a neutral nature, that's like fine too. It's like not optimal, but it's like fine. I don't think there's a contest hall in Sutopolis. Yeah, this is the wrong place. Okay, hold on. I think the place I was thinking of was actually Lily Cove. Some says the hoops that you have to jump through in old school Pokemon is just nuts. Yeah, we're let's see, we're 5 hours and 12 minutes into the process now, and we're just starting. We just finally got our Milotic after 5 hours. I mean, yeah, technically, you know, we found the Milotic tile after, what was it, 3.5 hours, and then it took another hour and a half just to breed the Milotic that we want. Now, granted, there are people who are like really good, like experts at like Pokemon, and they could have optimized this process and done it faster than I did. So I'm not saying like it will take everyone 5 hours, but for me, it took me 5 hours just to get the Feebas that I wanted. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the breeding process. So we have our Feebas. So what you need to look at is, actually, I have no idea how to look at his contest stats. There's a way to do it, I just don't know how. Can you look at it in the PC, maybe? No? Huh. This is interesting. I'm gonna have to look this up now, so let's add this to the list. How do you look up your contest stats? In Ruby and Sapphire. You can see the Pokemon's contest qualities in the summary screen. Just tap. No, that's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I need to know, in the original Ruby and Sapphire, how did you actually check your contest stats? Because I know there's got to be a way to do it. It's just not on your Pokemon's regular summary page. Contest guide. It's so crazy, like how many separate things I've had to look up. Ooh, this is a really nice chart. I need to save this for later. Sorry, 1 second. Can someone... There's a really good chart on this page. I'm going to use that for my video later. There's no information here on how to... Where do you... Okay, hold on. To access your Pokeblocks, go to the menu, access the... Oh, I see how to do it. You have to do it for the Pokeblock case. Okay. So what you would do is you would go here to the Pokeblock case. You would use that. Oh, but I need to actually... Okay, hold on. I need to make... Sorry, everyone. I need to actually make a Pokeblock, and then I can use that to feed it to my Pokemon. And that, I guess that's the only... You can't see their contest stats unless you have Pokeblocks that you can feed them. I was going to ask if somebody can take that link I just posted and post it into the comments in this video. I would appreciate it. If you don't do it, though, it's fine. If nobody does it, it's not the end of the world. But it would be helpful because it would allow me to access the link later on my other PC. All right, so let's go back to what I was going to do originally then. So here are the berries. I showed this briefly during the first stream. So what you have to do is you have to make Pokeblocks using these berries to raise Milotic's beauty up to 170. All right, Feebas. When you get Feebas's beauty up to 170, it will evolve into Milotic. And so what happens is you feed a berry, and the berry increases... you use berries to make Pokeblocks, and the Pokeblocks have two stats. Those are the level and the smoothness. So the smoothness increases the Pokemon's sheen up to 255, and once it reaches 255, they won't eat any more berries. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you feed them berries that will increase their beauty before their sheen gets maxed out. And to do that, these are the berries that you can use: Pamtree, Ganlon, Wiki, Corn, and Chesto. The first three are really difficult to obtain. I talked about this in the last stream, so I'm not going to talk about it too much today, because I'm also just going to talk about it in the official guide video. But we had to use cornberries. Cornberries ended up being the most efficient thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start making Pokeblocks using the cornberries. Natpa says it's viewable from the PokeNav. Some says, is that okay? Yes, thank you very much. That was very helpful. Let's check. I'm going to check the PokeNav now on Natwef's device. And if that's true, thank you very much for looking that up. PokeNav. Condition. Party Pokemon. Yeah, you're right. This is it. Thank you. So yeah, this is him. And then, oh yeah, there's actually... So here's another one of the things. Some says it doesn't want to show. It's okay. I'll just make sure it shows up later. Even if it doesn't, it's, like I said, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, here's another one of those things, going back to what I was saying before. In Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you can't actually see your sheen set. All you have is this star. You see this blinking star above Feebas's head. So when his sheen increases, more stars will start to appear around him. And then once he's surrounded by stars, that's when his sheen is full. So we won't be able to see the exact number, but we can track it manually ourselves because we know how the Pokeblocks work. So the first thing I want to say is that Pokeblock making is deterministic, which means that if you use the correct berry... I just pressed the wrong button. Okay. When you use the correct berry, you'll always get the same Pokeblock because the NPCs will always put in the same berries. So as long as you have the correct berry, which in our case is the cornberry, we'll always get the Pokeblocks that we need. So first I'm going to put in our cornberry. They're going to put in their berries, and then since we're breeding with, since we're blending with 3 people, it's going to be really easy to keep the RPM high. So basically the way this works is that you just try to mash the button whenever the spinner is like in front of your thing. So I think we got 100 RPM. Oh, we got 88. So that's going to decrease the quality of our Pokeblock a little bit, but we got level 24 and field 22. So I want to show you guys how this works. I think I made another chart for this. Let me check. I might not have made another chart for this. Feebas Berry Natures. I don't think I made another chart for this. I'll just put the berry guide back up. So, basically, sorry. I gotta open up my Pokeblock case. Okay, so Indigo Pokeblock. This is what I wanted to find. There should be something about the colors. I wrote something about the colors in one of the columns, but I can't find it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to make sure I find it before I make my guide video. But indigo basically means that it raises the beauty stat, because blue is dry. Sorry. You can tell I'm tired. Okay, so basically, so the color blue is associated with dry, and dry is associated with beauty. So if you have a level 24 block that has the dry feature, and indigo means that beauty is the higher, dryness is the higher stat. So if you have an indigo Pokeblock or a blue Pokeblock that has level 24, it's going to increase your beauty by 24. And then the feel is 22, so that's going to increase our sheen by 22. So right now we're going to have 24 beauty and 22 sheen. That's what this Pokeblock is going to do for our Feebas. By the way, the Pokemon, the way that it jumps around before it eats the Pokeblock, every single nature has a different animation for what kind of jumping they make. Okay, so we increased our toughness and our beauty. And then what we're going to do, I think we need 8 Pokeblocks, if I calculated it correctly. But let's see, I can actually use my calculator now to double check that, because we're not going to have the max efficiency that we thought we were going to have. So 24 times 8 would be 192. So yeah, minus 24 would be 168. So yeah, it's going to be 8 Pokeblocks. So when we have 8 Pokeblocks, that should be just enough. And then the other thing I want to look at, sorry, I want to put this back on the screen. Not this one. This one. The other thing I wanted to look at was the Cornberry. Okay, so the Cornberry is supposed to give 25, but since we didn't get the max RPM, we only got 24, level 24. But like level 24 is like still perfectly fine. Like you're only losing 1 point of beauty on each berry. So basically, the thing I want to stress is that even if you're not good at blending, like you'll still get plenty of beauty from these Pokeblocks as long as you use the Cornberry. Some says toughness and beauty increased. Supermodel with a black belt. Yeah. I think the way the contest works is there's like a secondary stat associated with each stat. So for beauty contests, I actually have it on that link that I sent earlier. So for beauty contests, they actually want coolness and cuteness to be their secondary stats. And so this is one of the weaknesses of the Cornberry, is that if you're planning to use your Milotic in contests, you actually don't want to use the Cornberry, because you would rather have coolness and cuteness rather than toughness. But for ours, we're actually using it for battling, so toughness is fine. We just want beauty. So beauty and toughness, our black belt supermodel is perfectly fine. And even if we only get like 88 RPM on each berry, it's no problem at all. Like we'll still get plenty of beauty. This time we got 90 RPM, nice. And it's really fast if you just do it this way, if you just blend all the berries that you need all at once. So we're going to do it that way. The reason I stopped after the first one was just because I wanted to show off like the menu, show off my guide and all that stuff. Let me fix something though, because I just noticed that I left the overlay up. I want to get that out of the way so you guys can see this amazing berry blending action. Oh, by the way, Mr. is like really bad. Like he misses all the time, and I'm doing worse than Mr., so I'm really bad. Alright, so let me get rid of the overlay. Sorry about that. I think one of our goals is that we should try to do a better job than Mr. Because he's notorious for being really bad at berry blending. If you're actually trying to make berries for contests, see, like evolving Feebas into Milotic is like pretty easy. You only need 66% efficiency, which is like pretty, like that's not that difficult at all. But if you're trying to max out your stats and actually participate in contests, it gets a lot more complicated. You want much better efficiency. And when you're going for efficiency, blending with Mr. is a problem, because Mr. can really screw up your RPM. So ideally what you would want to do is play Emerald and use the Blend Master, because the Blend Master is awesome. He uses like perfect berries and he blends perfectly. So as long as you're good at blending, you'll always get good results as long as you use the Blend Master. Unfortunately for us, we cannot use the Blend Master because he does not exist in Ruby and Sapphire. Excuse me. And I'm back. That was my fault, 100%. I was not staying properly hydrated, and it finally caught up to me. Ugh. Aether says it's tough to talk and blend at the same time. Yeah, no kidding. Look at that. I got 14 misses. Let me try. I'm not going to talk at all this time, and I'm going to see how good I do when I just concentrate on blending. I'm really bad even when I'm not talking. I did even worse. I think that it might be because of the frame skip. Let's blend one more. I'll start feeding Pokeblocks after this one. I don't think we're there yet, but I want to show you guys how the Sheen meter increases. And then we'll go back and we'll blend however many more we need. I think once it starts spinning fast, it's really hard for me to hit it because of the frame skip. So ideally, what I would do is I would turn off the frame skip and just play at normal speed. Oh, Mr. did really good that time. We could have actually got a really good Pokeblock if I had done better. We could have gotten like a 25. Alright, so let's go to our Pokeblock case. We're going to use this. Some says, drink your darn juice, earth juice. Alright, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we actually have 7 and we need 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start marking this down. So now we're going to have 48 Beauty and 44 Sheen after this one. Yeah, so Feebas will always do the thing where he lowers his head and then jumps forward because that's the animation for a serious Pokemon. And then now we're going to have, let me get my calculator so I don't mess this up doing it in my head. 48 plus 24 is 72. Beauty. There's been a lot of calculator and a lot of math usage in this series. And that's 66 Sheen. So I think when our Sheen goes up to 66, we should see the number of... Oh, we've already seen... Yeah, see how the number of stars has increased? The reason that's happening is because our Sheen is going up. So now we're at 3 stars worth of Sheen. And our Beauty meter, you can see our Beauty meter is starting to get a lot more full. But it's increasing a little bit more than the toughness. Okay, next is going to be 72 plus 24 is 96 Beauty. And 88 Sheen. So we'll do one more Pokeblock. This should be 4 stars. 4 stars, and the Beauty meter is getting a little bit more full. And then next is going to be 120 Beauty. And I think that's 100 Sheen, isn't it? Nice round number. So we're going to do this. Got one more. It's just slowly increasing. Next will be... should be 144. Yeah. 144 Beauty and 122 Sheen. And then next is going to be, we're going to be just under the line. This is why we needed 8. Yeah, so this is going to be 168 Beauty and 144 Sheen. So we're going to be just under the line where it should evolve, and then we'll just need to make one more Pokeblock. And if we want to, what we could actually do is use a cherry berry here. It could be actually could be interesting just to show off a little bit more about the mechanics. So I'll show you something here. Here's the full sheet again. Not the full sheet, sorry. Here's the full sheet again. And then here is the berry guide. So the thing about the chesto berries. The thing about the chesto berries is that they're level 12, but they have 21 smoothness, so they will fill up your Feebas very quickly before its beauty can reach 170. But if you're in a case like this where you only need 2 extra points of beauty, what you can do is you can give it a chesto berry, because that will increase the beauty by 12 points. That will get it just over the threshold, and it doesn't matter if we fill it up at this point because it's already ready to evolve. So it could actually be interesting to see, just to show like this is one way you could utilize the chesto berry if you're having trouble getting enough corn berries. Like, you can't use all chesto berries, but as long as you have like, as long as you get your beauty high enough, you can use chesto berries like to finish out the rest. So let me go back here. Let me make sure I turn off the overlay this time. And what I'll do is I'll actually turn off the frame skip and try to do like one good blend. Yeah, so let's do one good blend with a chesto berry and see if we can get to 100 RPM. It's so much slower without the frame skip. I feel like I've been like put into slow motion. But it's a lot easier to hit the target. That was definitely my best blend so far. I only got 3 misses, and I got a lot of perfects. And plenty of good hits. Mr. did pretty good too. Mr. only missed twice. 98 RPM. Yeah, you can see we did a lot better that time. So this one is level 21, level 12, and the feel is 21. So we're gonna gain 21 sheen this time, but which is like similar to what the corn berries have been giving, but we're only getting 12 beauty. So you can see how this is a lot less efficient. So you can't use, like, if you're just using chesto berries, your Milotic would never evolve. You'd get full before your beauty got high enough. Okay, here it is, the moment of truth. By the way, I never checked to make sure this thing had Dragon Breath. I should probably check that now. It does, yeah, so Splash and Dragon Breath. Oh, that's awesome, by the way. It actually has Dragon Breath. That's so cool. All that breeding, the hour and a half that we spent breeding was actually worth it. And then it only took us, I mean, it honestly didn't even really take us an extra hour just for the Pokeblock making. Like, this was probably the fastest part, but you have to keep in mind that I spent half a week getting ready for this stream. So like the process of growing the berries takes literally takes multiple like real life days. So even though making the Pokeblocks is kind of fast, getting all the berries that you need for the Pokeblocks is a time-consuming endeavor. So that's why I recommended, if you want to get Feebas and evolve it into Milotic, you should start planting berries right away, like as soon as you're able to do, like even before you catch the Feebas, you should be starting your berries. All right, so this Pokeblock is blue. So indigo is the color when it has beauty plus one other stat. Blue is the color when it only has beauty. So we're not going to get any other stats from this. We're only going to get plus 12 beauty. But that's going to be just enough for him to evolve. So what this should give us is, actually, sorry, let me go back. So this is going to give us 180 beauty, which is over the line. And then the sheen is going to go from 144 to 165 sheen. Aether says, growing the berries, catching the basic Feebas, training a Swablu, breeding the Feebas, making Pokeblocks, it's a whole thing. Yeah, no kidding. Alright, let's do a dramatic countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feebas. Beauty was enhanced. It does not evolve right away. I think maybe you have to give it a rare candy or something. I either messed something up or you have to give it a rare candy. We're about to find out. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, okay, the rare candy works. Okay. Feebas is evolving. Feebas evolved into Milotic. Awesome. So we got the Milotic. Technically, right now, it only has Dragon Breath. It has Marvel Scale. That's a good ability. Right now, it only has Dragon Breath. So we'd have to train it a little bit more before it could start learning other moves. Let's go back to... Natwef says, Beauty Queen. Aether says, EV training montage. I'm not going to EV train it. I might not even train it at all. I might just kind of leave it as is. But I don't know, if you guys are interested, like I could continue the process and show like this is what it's going to take to actually get it ready for battle. Not just like, you know, we have the Milotic, but it would probably take at least another hour to get this thing ready for battle. So I want to show the moveset. So, Surf, it can learn through an HM, so we can teach it that right away. Dragon Breath, it got through Breeding. Ice Beam, we can get from the game corner. And then Recovery, we have to level up to get Recovery. So actually, we can basically get everything other than Recovery, like, right now. And then we would just have to level this thing up to get it ready for battle. And then, like Aether was mentioning, like, yes, you would want to EV train it. Oh, let me turn the frame skip back on. I can't believe, look how slow this character walks now. Okay. Die, thank you for coming to the stream. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Die says, the rare level 6 Milotic. Oh, it's a beautiful Milotic. Let's look at it again. I want to nickname it too. I'm going to change its nickname while we're here in Lily Cove. Natwef says, I remember hating fighting against Marvel Scale Milotic. Some says, does this mean we're done now? We're almost done. Die says, I can imagine Marvel Scale plus Recover would be a pain to deal with. Yeah, I'm gonna make this thing an annoying monster. I'm actually gonna name it Demon, which is after the Milotic that we fought earlier in the stream. For anybody who was here, not this stream, but for anybody who came to one of the previous streams, you might remember we ran into this absolute demon Milotic, and that was where we learned that Recover has 20 PP in this gen, which is a lot of PP. And we could not kill it. It sweeped our entire team because no matter how much damage we did, it was just able to recover back to full 20 times. Yeah, so let's name this one Demon after the Demon Milotic. Actually, let's name it Die after Die, who just showed up. Diamond the Demon. The Demon Milotic. And thank you for coming, by the way. Marceo says, thus Milotic shall outshine even Arceus in beauty. Yeah, I mean, Arceus does not have 180 beauty stat, does it? Our Demon has 180 beauty stat. Alright, so let's get this thing some moves. So the first thing we can do is we can give it Surf, which we have already. So it's going to learn Surf. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to fly back to Mauville. And we're going to go to the game corner and see if we have enough TM coins for Ice Beam. Die says, it's actually funny because Die is just the first 3 letters of my stage name and it comes from the Latin word diamond. Oh, interesting. What are you like are you in a band or something? Oh, no, I don't want a Trico doll. Why would I want a Trico doll? Okay. Which one of these is Ice Beam? Ice. TM13. Ice Beam. Yeah, it's TM13. So we need about 400 more coins. Marceus is just doing his thing. He just became a paladin again. I'm not gonna read all that. he's doing his thing over there. I'm just gonna leave him to it. Okay, we need a few more Poké Dollars, but because of all the pickup farming we did during the last stream with our Zigzagoon farm, we have a bunch of nuggets we can sell, and we can use those to get the money to get Ice Beam. So actually, what we did last stream, the whole process with the multitasking and the Zigzagoon farming actually ended up paying off because it got us the money that we need. I'm also going to sell all these protein because we don't need protein for anything. So now we're back up to 50,000 Poké Dollars. Dai says, no, I do many things, but it is not one of them yet. Marceus is just laughing at the fact that I'm ignoring him. I mean, when somebody becomes like lawful good, you just have to ignore them until they go away. Come back to the side of being chaotic neutral, the only truly good alignment. So what do you do then, Dai? If you're not in a band, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, so this should be enough for Ice Beam. I'm going to save before I buy it just in case this is not the right TM, because I do not want to have to get another 4,000 coins. TM13 Ice Beam. No, not TM32. This honestly, this Milotic is like the best like Pokemon that we've had in this run so far, just because of all the work that we put into it. Look at this thing. This thing is actually a demon. Okay, so just to summarize, we have Dragon Breath, which is special in this generation. We have Surf, which is special in this generation, and Ice Beam, which is Surf in this generation, and Surf is also Stab. So we have a Stab Surf, we have Dragon Breath for Dragon coverage, and Ice Beam for Ice coverage. I guess, honestly, Ice Beam hits anything that Dragon Breath would hit, so Dragon Breath might not be that useful, but honestly, Dragon Breath is kind of like, it's like a CC move. You use it to fish for paralysis, I would say. We can maybe replace Dragon Breath later, but it's better to have it and then find out that you don't need it, rather than need it and then not have it. Because then we'd have to go start the entire process over again with breeding and everything. And then we have Splash, which is going to get eventually replaced with Recover. So it's pretty awesome. If you were going to EV train a Milotic, I think I would put HP into it, and then I would either decide on defense or special defense as its secondary stat. I think special defense would be the way to go, so we can make it like an absolute special wall. And then Marvel Scale would make it a little bit more bulky on the physical side as well, like if it gets paralyzed or anything like that. But making it like making it a special wall, I think would be better, because it can use Surf to sweep through a lot of the physical type Pokemon. Let me look up EV training in Gen 3. I haven't really looked into it. EV training Gen 3. List of Pokemon by effort yield. I mean, the list is good, but it would be better if yeah, here we go. Like, here's a page that will just tell me like where to go to EV train. So for HP, you would go to Rust Turf Tunnel to fight against Whismur, and then for defense, there's Clamperl. In special attack, for special defense, you have Tentacool and Tentacruel. While surfing, the problem is we have to actually be able to knock these things out. Ideally with our, honestly, like we could probably knock out Whismur with this Milotic. We have the effort band. I think it's called the effort band, or like the Macho Brace or something like that. I think I put it in the PC. Item storage, withdraw. Does anyone see Macho Brace? Here it is. Here's the Macho Brace. So that speeds up the process. Let's deposit some stuff that we're not using. I guess we're kind of using all this. Well, we would want to use a PP up at some point too. I know what I want to do. Sorry, Jupiter, you got to go back in the box. And then Kaching will go back in the box. And then we're gonna take out some of our farmers. Farmer Luke, Farmer Jeb 3. Farmer Alice, and Farmer Jim. Okay, let me look up how the Macho Brace works. Macho Brace. Okay, so the Macho Brace... the Macho Brace doubles it. These games don't have power items, so you need to depend on the Macho Brace to double your... Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock out Whismur, and then each Whismur is going to give exactly 2 HP, which is not very much. Some says, if we want to send you an actual DM to talk, or is it only on Twitter, X, or the Discord, like you told me the last time? And if so, can you post the link? Contact me on Twitter, and I'll give you a link to my Discord. Although I have to think about that. I don't have an official Discord for this account. I have like a private Discord that I use for what's like my main like my real life account. where I have like other friends, like people that I've been friends with for like, you know, like 5 years or like 10 years. So I don't know if I would invite like random people there. I might have to make like an official Discord for like my streaming account, if that makes sense. This is where I was trying to go, by the way, to Rust Turf Tunnel. Let me put, actually I don't have any good Pokemon. I probably should have brought one good Pokemon with me. Too late now. Alright, so theoretically, if you were going to EV train your Milotic, the first step would be to come here, you'd equip the Macho Brace, and you'd come to Rust Turf Tunnel, and you would just knock out Whismur over and over again and get 2 HP each time. So let's put Surf in the first slot. If we can one-hit these things with Surf, the process will be pretty fast. We cannot one-hit them with Surf, but we're going to level up pretty quick, because these also give good experience. And we have lots of potions, too. We have a lot of super potions. It's going to be a waste using super potions to heal up a Milotic, a level 6 Milotic. So that was 2. Aether says, I think we're going on 15 years at this point. Well, you're kind of like a special case. You're probably like one of the people that have been friends with for the longest. Some says, no need, man. I'll make a Twitter to chat. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's not, like I said, you know, it's just like a little bit of a different atmosphere. I'm not against inviting you there. I would just have to like talk to you a little bit first and like actually become like friends, you know, before I would invite someone to my private Discord. But if I do make an official one for like my streaming account, I would definitely just, you know, give you the link there, and you can just DM me on Twitter anytime you want. So here's 6. The process is going to take a little while because you need to get 252. And right now, this is going to be 8. Yeah. Marceo says, long friendships for the win. Yeah, at this point, I think Aether's the person that I've been friends with for the longest out of anyone in this world, on this planet. Oh, we got a PP up. That's awesome. That means we can increase the PP of our good moves. By the way, I already lost count. I think that was either 8 or 10. I think that was 8. So this is going to be 10. 10 over 252 HP. So we're going to Surf again. I forget what level it learns Recover, by the way, but the thing is, you would have to EV train it before you would learn Recover. But the good thing is, like, the more levels we gain, the faster it's going to be to knock out these Whismur. Like, we're already one-shotting them after just gaining 1 level. Yeah. And the range for the one-shots is going to become more consistent over time, and then like we'll get to the point where we can knock them out with Dragon Breath, and then we'll get to the point, you know what I mean? So that's 12 over 252, and this is going to be 14 over 252. I'm not going to do, by the way, I'm definitely not going to do an EV training stream. I'm just showing an example. Like, this is what you would have to do if you wanted to get this thing ready for battle. Oh, survived on 1 HP. Nice. I'm going to knock out 1 more just so I can gain another level. So we're gonna, we got some pickups. We got some nice pickups. Oh, a rare candy, nice. And a protein, that's pretty good too for selling. So that was 14, this is gonna be 16 over 252. 16 is a nice round number. That's actually, that's an exact rounding number for EV training. Because you get points every 4 stats. Stats every 4 points. Okay, so 16 over 252 HP, and I'm gonna end this EV training here. I'm gonna start getting ready to end the stream. But I will decide. I think it would be interesting. I'll see what people want to do. If people want me to do another stream where I level up the Milotic and EV train it, I will do a stream. I will do a 3rd stream for that. If people are sick of the Milotic stuff and you want to see Fire Emblem or another Pokemon game, then I will probably stream a different game next week. But for now, oh, another PP up, super lucky. But for now, I've shown a little bit of the struggle you'd have to go through to actually EV train this thing and get it ready for battle. I love the fact that we were able to get it 3 of its 4 moves right away, like right out of the gate. That would also make it really fast to train this thing. So one good thing I can say about Milotic is that once you have it, you can just use TMs or breeding to give it good moves, and it will be strong like right away. It can train itself. You don't have to switch train it or use the experience share. Like you could come to Rust Turf Tunnel, train against Whismer, and then you're gonna have a ton of HP, and that would, you know, make the process, that's gonna make your Milotic even stronger in the long run. But I do not have anything else to say. I'm gonna thank everyone for coming. There was a ton of people who came today. Decout says Fire Emblem would be hype. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards doing Fire Emblem as my next game. I'm just not. I might do one more Milotic stream. That's the one thing I haven't decided yet. So Natwaf, thank you for coming. Reg, thank you for coming as always. Buzz, thank you for coming. I think Buzz has left already, but he was very much appreciated for being here. He was. Thank you for coming and chatting the whole time. It was a very lively chat because you were here. Dai said, sorry, a couple hours ago, Dai said Gen 3, my beloved. Dai, thank you for coming. Elias, thank you for stopping by at some point in the past. Elias stopped by at some point. Aether, thank you for being here as always. Let's see, I know Merceos was here. Let me scroll down a little bit. Decout, thank you for coming. It was nice to meet you, and thanks for subscribing as well. Marceos, thank you for coming today. I think that's everybody. I'm going to say thank you again to Natwaf, because he chatted a bunch at the end. Aether, Natwaf, a bunch of everybody that we've already talked to. Basically, this is it. I'm going to show with the beautiful Milotic we worked so hard to get. This is Demon, our Milotic. Thanks for the stream. I'll hit you up. Marceos, good vibes today, amigo. Later, Aether, good times. Everybody, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.